Get the weekend started, let's go live on YouTube.
Yeah, it's a Friday night flicking, you know it's going down. Get your friends and your knives and let's have a good time. Got that play, click, clacking and I'm ready to go. Gotta check the homie Groove on to see what knives he's got.
I can't believe it's Friday and we made it. Get the weekend started, let's go live on YouTube. It's Friday, I can't believe we made it. It's Friday. I can't believe it's Friday and we made it. Get the weekend started, let's go live on YouTube. Ooh. It's a Friday night flick and you know it's going down. Get your friends and your knives and let's have a good time. Got that blade click clacking and I'm ready to go. Gotta check the homie Groove on to see what knives he's got. Ooh. Gotta check the homie Groove on to see what knives he's got. Oh, I can't believe it's Friday and we made it. Get the weekend started, let's go live on YouTube. It's Friday, I can't believe we made it. It's Friday. Our fix is ready, here we go. Watch me scramble to complete a 3-hour show. We'll talk about knives and what's on your mind. Never know what will come up this time. We vibe and we chill, including spirited debate, but we do it with love and never with hate. Talk about knives and what's on your mind. Never know what will come up this time. We vibe and we chill, including spirited debate, but we do it with love and never with hate. We vibe and we chill, including spirited debate, but we do it with love and never with hate. Friday night.
Lights go dark, the stream comes on. Javon's here, the vibe is strong. Click and clack, the steel in sight. Every edge sharp in Friday night.
Knife flicks dance under the light. Blades that shine and cut so tight. Handles spin and edges glide. Friday night flicks worldwide.
The craft with steady flow, steel and story you'll wanna know. Flick of the wrist, how smooth it goes. Every frame a master show.
Knife flicks dance under the light. Blades that shine and cut so tight.
Got the Scully in the house, it get cold in here. Open up the pack, crack open the beer. No fear, no tears, got the old 10 gears. Knew you been around, ain't been home in years. Had a hard day's work, it was easy for me. Javon, the beat hit easy to me. We talk about knives, it was EDC. It's the first 1, 2, 3.
I don't know if you all been told it could get
gentlemen, Javon's Night Flicks, baby. Friday Night Flicks, baby. The first ever episode, we are getting it cracking like we say. Shout out to my co-host, Miss Evelyn. Let's get it, let's go. Yo, it could get weird. So are you high on cigarettes? This the Friday Night Flicks, the channel where we discuss everything and all things EDC, knives, pocket knife gadgets. You name it, we got it. Yo, Miss Evelyn, let's go. We got the EDCs and the little sharp tools. Don't try to say.
Find out it's worth a little bit, but are you high on cigarettes? And when that stuff runs out, you're gonna wanna make it. Are you high on cigarettes?
Let's watch Juvon's weirdness and get high on cigarettes. Let's watch Juvon's weirdness and get high on cigarettes. Let's watch Juvon's weirdness and get high on cigarettes. Let's watch Juvon's weirdness and get high on cigarettes. Do you know that you're right or wrong? 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 He don't smoke them, but he loves it when you do. That's why he's high on cigarettes. And if you find him, you should light him up a few.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
What is up, guys, gals, anybody who's around? I hope y'all can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Background music should fade out here shortly. Look, StreamYard left me a message. I don't understand all this. It changes every time I log in here. It's always done that. B Shady, what's up? Marco, yay. I don't see anything different at all. Joe Isabella, channel member. And my spiritual Sherpa. What's up, my brother? Crafter of all things cool. And that was me jumping in early because said Stevie starts. And I want to make sure we get our 3 hours at least in. No telling who's going to drop by. I know Lehigh Valley Knife shows this weekend. I doubt we'll see Gary. I'm not sure. But I've said, I think Jason, Brother Grant, is going to stop by to show some stuff he's been working on, which is very cool. Hey, Mon, what is up, brother? Good to see you guys. It will be a good show. I've got some stuff that we can look through knife-wise. Some knives to talk about. The reason I put the poll up, which I should probably end because that gets to be annoying. Right now it's 50-50. I can't see the whole poll. I don't know why. My let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna end it. And that's another thing. It kept prompting me to do a poll. And I hate polls, but I figured I'd come up with one. We'd check it out. Mimo, what is up? I am actually nicotine salts. I have been off cigarettes for over 25 years, with one relapse about 23 years ago, but I could never get off nicotine candy. When the vaping thing really started, I've gone through all the iterations from the little pen with the little cart on it to the big mods that are powered by a 21700 battery, to now my little Nica salts where I've kind of skidded in for a landing. White peach, 25 milligrams. And yeah, if you hit it too hard, you're going to pay for it. I will tell you that. It is a fact, Jack. But I hope y'all have had a fantastic day. I've gotten a couple of knives to check out from a company you guys may or may not remember. I don't think I have the knife over here. Let's see if I do. Luft Concepts, the Avant, or the AVNT. one of my favorite knives. I've still got it in my collection. It's the one that Ryan and Jake, a company they started back in 2020. They designed that knife, had Riot OEM it. A lot of us bought it. I've still got mine, my Carta and M390, I believe. About 2025, they Ryan is kind of taking it in a little bit of a different direction. Not really different, but he's a designer. He's the one that's the designer at heart. So he's worked with a couple of OEM companies, and he's also licensing. Kind of in the what he wants to do is license more Luft designs to companies like Concept, who has a couple of his designs. Brand New American, what's up? And just get the name out there more. But this knife, I'm going to end up buying this. I've got to get some knives on Blade Bench. If any of y'all want a complete Finch collection, I'm going to probably let it go for $300. That's less than $50 a knife. This is the LTL, which is just the basic. It basically means little. It's a little fixed blade made in Arizona. The sheath is very unique because it's an industrial 3D printed sheath. It's not Kydex. I sat on it all day today. It was fine. Has an ulti-clip so you can mount it either right or left, and the clip mounts centrally, which I really like. But this guy is available in other finishes. This is the acid etched. I really love the acid etched. It's S45 VN. Trying to let you see that edge. Rich light handles on this one. Really deep, like T20 hardware. And it's a small little guy. Really aggressive jimping here. I know my lighting sucks, but I just did an unboxing on this that goes live like 11 minutes ago. And I will be reviewing this before I send these back. I've got a couple of other knives from him. One I've not unboxed yet. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to send this one back. It happens sometimes where I have to move some knives to make room for a knife. You know what I'm saying? But very mild branding. It's just got the Luft logo there. Pretty nice blade stock, but a tall enough flat grind for this thing to come down and be absolutely slicey, and a cardboard shredder. And it looks unique to me. I've never seen a knife that really looks like that. That's a Luft LTL. The other new one. What's up, Brand New American? What is happening? I haven't gotten a ton of new stuff, but the other thing that came in as part of the Luft package, which I just opened, is this knife. This is the ATLS or Atlas. It is available in titanium or brass. Price does not change. It's got a titanium clip, titanium hardware. The blade is VG10, and I've not talked to Ryan about that to see why they chose that, but this is one of the deepest hollow grinds of a knife. It's only got a thumb stud on the thumb side, so you reverse flickers like me, there's nothing to flick. I haven't tried to flip it around because it's not a stud. It's more of a little, what's up, Paul Mills? It's more of a little pyramid type thing, but it's a very narrow, small knife. On the unboxing that I filmed today, it's about 1/8 of an inch shorter than a bug out, but very thin hollow grind. The company that OEM'd this knife for him got a black washed VG10 blade. I think it goes for right around 180, and it's OEM by a company called Fox Knives China. It's got a steel liner. I wish I could reverse flick it. It does have a front flipper that works very well, but I'm not a front flipper guy. You can kind of see how deep that is there. It is just an absolute slicer. And the unboxing, which will probably go live maybe tomorrow afternoon, maybe Sunday, I'm not sure. I've got so much stuff that's just if I've got it's digital heap of dirty clothes that needs to be sorted and put up. But this guy is thin, and I cut paper on the unboxing, and I fell into kind of a therapeutic slicey trance, and I happen to keep cardboard behind me now where I film. And then I just picked up some Amazon boxes that I've broken down, and I swear this went through them as quietly and as surgically as anything I've cut with in quite a while. And I think it's just like hollow grind. Now, how long will that edge hold? I don't know. And I'll have to ask Ryan why they chose VG10. I know Spyderco uses some VG10. I don't know much about it. I think I've had some or I've got some, but it's not a blade steel. When Kyle joins us, if he's able to, we'll squeeze his head. And it's kind of a neat knife. Very unique. One thing about Ryan's designs, I don't know if y'all know Ryan or if y'all remember Bearded Gear. Bearded Gear was a YouTuber who started Luft Concepts with Ryan. Ryan was his designer, kind of like Lefty has Colin as his designer, and they both did the business side of it. The big surprise of the week, this guy, and it's not specifically this guy, but it's this company. This is a company called Sect. And I'm not going to just tout them to the nth degree because I don't know much about them except this knife yet. They'd reached out on Instagram. They are a Chinese company, and they have several knives, 2 lines. I think the Trailsman and a nicer line. This is the base line. This knife is right under $80. It is $79.98, I think. And it is aluminum hardware, contoured, titanium clip, T8 hardware all the way around, including the clip. It's got a bar lock, which is one of the things that I usually don't lock. But this one is very snappy. Now, this blade is not necessarily my jam. If you'll notice, there's a little recurve back here. Not much. It's super slicey, cuts very well. This is called the Shuttle, and it's designed after the aerodynamics of the Shuttle, but it's a Chinese bar lock, and like Kaiser and Vostede, they just seem to have it so much more refined, and I don't know if that's the ball bearings, how they've decided to tension their springs, but I've never heard of B Shady. Have you ever heard of them? I'll pull up their site and I'll show you I wish I could review their nice knife, but I doubt they'll let me. I'm going to show you guys their site. VG10 was the Ray Super Steel when it came up. Thank you, Mimo. B Shady, is that Sect that you have that? Because here's their site. Y'all bear with me. Y'all know I'm hard of watching the chat if y'all are telling me, no, I don't care. I don't want to look at it. So this is the knife that kind of interests me. This is their nicer line. So if you go up here to products, they've got, well, that looks different than on my phone. So they have 2 classes of knives. These are like in the under 200 range, but S90V, allegedly. I'm going to say allegedly on every freaking knife until I know what it's actually made of. I don't like the can opener on that one that's on the front, so I'm going to back out of it. I thought that was just a glitch in the matrix. The decay, oh, so you do have them. Okay. I'm coming back to the chat. So tell me, B Shady, how is it? The 808? Let me go back to the 808. That's what I had pulled up right there. Share screen. It looks very interesting. It looks original, which is something I look for now. Let's see what it says. Sheep's foot blade, titanium, mid-range masterpiece. What's it made out of? S90V. Black DLC coating, and it looked like it was under $200. Kind of Kaiser price. Yeah, $150. What do you think about it, B Shady? Neil McKenzie, how are you, bud? I have the stone-washed titanium with satin blade, and it's a good price. It's just extremely light, so I imagine they have really milled out the inside or skeletonized. That really doesn't bother me if it, my whole thing is, guys, and I haven't made any videos about the Bark River thing, and it's interesting because where I work part-time, we have 2 old, 4 or 5-year-old Bravo 1s from Bark River and allegedly 3V. And then we have 2 first productions of an Essential 2 that's probably 5 years old or older, and a first production of a Little Creek 2, which is about the same age. One is allegedly Magna Cut, the other is allegedly CPM 124. I think they're all fake. I'm under the impression that they didn't just start doing this. But I think if the curtains were to come off, if there was a website where you could see this is a less than $100 knife, and I think that's sexy. It's a liner lock with thumb studs. It's the sustain. It's probably going to have 14C. CPM S35VN, allegedly. But what I think a company ought to do, I've learned last week and talking to Gary and talking to Shane and talking to others that there's not really a fingerprint type of traceable way that this steel gets around. Because you think about it, Bowler doesn't sell steel directly to a knife maker. They have to sell it to someone like in the US, Niagara Steel, who's able to roll that steel and anneal it and turn it into workable sizes and thicknesses so the knife industry can work with it and their equipment can absorb it. So it really depends on you can get some batch information, but that's basically your supplier telling you, like, what's going on, Bugsy? Bugsy, you got a link if you want to. I know you're probably doing 100 other things right now, but I think you just have to work with credible people, right? And I think when we're talking about Chinese knives, which I like them fine. I mean, I'm not carrying a ton of them right now, but I think that there's a great opportunity for them to really come out proactively and show some of what they're doing. I'm one of the rare exceptions that if they came out, say Kaiser came out and said, yeah, what we've been doing is we have metallurgists here and we have a really state-of-the-art foundry, and we have sweet dude, and we have some Chinese Magna Cut or some Chinese S45, or we have purchased this allotment from this company, however it comes through, because I know they can talk about it. I think to be out front would be good. And if they're making an analog steel, it would not be a deal breaker for me. I would be interested to test it because, Shane and Kyle so accurately point out, none of it's really ever tested to hold up in the same amount of cuts. And I know there are other things at play. The edges don't seem to hold as long. So I'm really interested in it. I don't think it'll be solved anytime soon. The only thing I want to know. So if I was going to a knife company and I knew that ABC Chinese company was selling their versions of popular US steels that they've gotten as close as they could and tried to heat treat well, and they were selling them for $150 to $180, I could then make an educated decision based on real information and decide if I wanted to go that route or not, right? To see how it performs. I would be able to choose. We just have to kind of go on the credibility. There was a thing in that chat that I was in the other day with, I'm not even going to try to say his name, but it was a live stream I joined where they were talking about a lot of this stuff. And he was talking about a company. I won't even name the company, but he said they're too big to fail. This is a Chinese company. And they're not too big to cheat it. I mean, that's the whole thing. That's what they don't understand. They're not too big to fail. I think his point was they're too large to get themselves involved in something because they have too much to lose. No, they have a larger opportunity to run it at a larger scale. I just think it would be beneficial for the community as a whole if there was more transparency. And I think that it's really important if you're buying domestic, which I certainly am trading domestic, that you know who you're working with. For example, my favorite USA folding knife company, Three Rivers Manufacturing. They don't make a big bruiser knife, but I have no doubt in my mind that if I buy a 20 CV knife from them and I buy a Magna Cut knife from them, it is going to be one of those two metals and it's going to be treated well. Now, there's a chance they could mix up the 20 CV and the Magna Cut. I've heard of that happening before. And that's a forgivable offense. But I know they're reputable. Spyderco. I know USA Spyderco is legit, the steels that they're using. And I would assume because Eric said that they weren't yet using Chinese analogs, that he just let slip that they exist and it was common knowledge. Benchmade. I'm not a fan of Benchmade knives anymore just because I'm not a crossbar lock idealist guy, but I trust that they are what they are. A lot of people trusted Hoback. I never had a relationship with Hoback. He didn't do a steel lie thing. He just did a whole knife lie thing, which is even worse. And then he cloaked it in religion, which is even worse. Piece of shit as far as I'm concerned, but Rick Hinder, Strider, and I could get burned on any one of these, except, well, Strider would probably be the closest wild card, but Medford, Chris Reeve, any of the boutique guys like Oz, like Craig Brown, like Alex Steingraber, I just know that they're my favorite overall in terms of being really good people. I'm fortunate enough, even before I had a channel, to know Les and Marianne, meet them at the Nashville Blade Show when we had it. That was such a great show that I was lucky to have access to for a couple of years. But they are some of the kindest people. They would bring me my Shadow, every TRM knife I bought before they started working with me, they would bring to me to the Nashville Blade Show. And it would be kind of, hey, cat scratch knives. Like the Shadow was a hard knife to get at the time. I think I've got it right here. This is a knife that I love, and I wish they would sell titanium scales for it. The grind on this is amazing. It's tall and flat, just like the Nerd, except bigger. But anyway, they brought this for me. I was a nobody. I was a guy who sent them a lot of messages because my buddy Sobek Scooter got me excited about the brand and told me how nice the girls were. I don't think the ladies work in marketing anymore. Emily and some of the others. They've got more of a marketing department of young people that do a lot of social media stuff, which is good, I guess. And I'm sure that knowing TRM, they've got those other girls filling orders or something. But what a great company, and a very reasonably priced company like Michael Martin at sorry about that. I'm scratching against the mic. American Blade Works. Probably the most fantastic slip joint in the game, but the Model 1, the Model 3 automatic, I've not lived with the Model 2, which looks like a very nice knife too. But guys, this is under 250 bones. The slip joint is like $159. This is Magna Cut, Contour G10, titanium liners, USA made with what I know it's supposed to be made with. So when I have knives like this, which this knife used to not excite me until they added thumb studs, which I forget what version it was in. The designs didn't really speak to me. I've learned, I think, as I've hung in the hobby longer, that form, as long as it's functional, like Spyderco, doesn't look all that great, but it works so well. Like that little Kaiser micro that I don't have over here now, but that's a imported knife that just works well. It's a fantastic knife because of that very reason. But there's some really good priced knives from very reputable sellers. And then there's some companies that I just don't really know about. You know, I can see some opportunity for Shenanigans. It's just one of those things that I think we have to go with our guts. I think we have to be kind of investigative. I'm really impressed with this guy who's been sharing some stuff with me, who's been reaching out to different parties that are involved in different disputes about their steel and what it's supposed to be. The way those conversations are evolve. The fact that two people can be right and the situation not be cut and dry. Because if you're using things like a spectrometer and a metallurgic microscopic looking at grain structure, you can only tell so much. You can't get definitive answers. And I think there's a language barrier in some cases. So if the question's not asked, for example, if a third party asks a steel maker, is this your current M390 microclean? And they run it through their test and they say, no, it's not. It's got very low nitrogen content. Answer that's no. And that flags the third party who had it tested that this is not M390. But it turns out that if the question had been asked differently, have you in the last 5 years produced M390 or changed your batch the way that you're putting it together to where it had nitrogen traceable into it? I'm waiting for emails that allegedly say that it could be. And again, it goes back to what's the credibility of the person. And I do believe that 5 years ago when I first got into the hobby, because Lee from Love Them Knives used to get a lot of his knives that he would buy tested from one of his buddies who had a spectrometer. And it was real easy for him because he would find knives that were not what they were supposed to be. It was just couldn't be faked because the elements that were supposed to be present weren't, or there were elements present that weren't supposed to be present, and they lined up like a cheaper metal. But when he exposed that, I get the feeling that those companies got better. Hopefully took that and got better because they can do better. I just don't know. I don't have the resources to test it. I would love to see someone, like if I was Blade HQ or somebody that was getting recalls. The one company is that started a recall with Tuya is in England or Europe. I don't know how big their distribution is, but I would want to be able to have some kind of traceability that what I'm buying is what it's supposed to be. Or maybe you say the manufacturer tells me according to their spec sheet, this is S90V. What are y'all getting? What are you kids getting? Oh, you talking about ABWs or Neutron 2s? B80, and you've got so many awesome blades that you can choose from. It's hard to beat. I took the titanium. They were nice enough to send me some G10 scales. I wanted to do some scale swap videos, and I gave all my Carta scales away once I got titanium for my Atom, my Neutron, my Nerd. But they sent me a few sets of G10 scales. These are contoured lizard burgundy red G10 scales. It makes my atoms so much lighter. I enjoy carrying it in a different way. I will put my titanium back on, but there's something to be said, in my opinion, for G10 or micarta. I would have loved something micarta, but my little Neutron is now wearing some red, white, and blue G10 scales. It used to be wearing titanium. My little nerd whoops. Why am I not flipping that successfully? My little nerd that used to have titanium scales, which really looks like a tiny shadow if you look at that blade shape, is now in some blue contoured G10 scales, and it just makes it lighter. It makes me feel like I can beat on it harder. I really love TRM. They're a great company, but if you need a bigger knife, a Hinderer's good, a Spartan's good, a Strider's good. There's so many good companies out there. Oh, ABW, love them. Michael Martin's one of my favorite human beings, and I met one of his just fabulous, I guess his oldest son at Blade Show last year. And we're coming up on Blade Show, people. We're not that far out. This is my Neutron. They did send me a single scale because that's all this one needs. That's BOA. And I've got my OG nerd that doesn't have the cutout in the hole is also that same material. What's up?
What's up, buddy? How we doing?
How are you, my friend?
All right. Just getting ready to do a little bit of hand sanding, so if you don't mind me doing that while I'm talking.
Not at all. I'm going to remove these knives from the stage. Let me see if there's anything up there I wanted to show.
I swear.
Did you see the LTL?
The what?
The LTL that I showed. I don't know if I told you, but Ryan from Luft Concepts, I reached out to him, and he sent me some knives that I'm going to check out and send back to him. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to send this one back.
I don't know what's up with StreamYard, but every single time I get on, like my camera angle has changed now, and I haven't done anything to my mount.
No, it's different every time. It's totally different. I mean, I have a new thing telling me how to highlight chat. Can you see that knife? I know it looks kind of kitcheny, but it's less than 7 inches, made in Arizona. This is their first USA made knife they did before Jake left. It's got rich light handles, and they call this an acid wash finish. I think it sells for $270. I'm not 100% sure. I need to check the website.
Where's it made?
Arizona. Arizona, USA. And I could find out from Ryan who made it, but it's 100% because they've had a little change in 2025. Jake went to do more stuff with his wife's social media because she's evidently really big at that, and he does.
Is that too loud, by the way?
No, I can hear you fine.
No, I mean, is that too loud? The noise? I'll mute myself.
I didn't even notice it.
Okay.
But this is a little knife that's one of his Chinese knives that he worked with a company called Fox Knives in China to make one of his designs. This is truly American, or allegedly American, and I trust. But it's a unique style, and I kind of like it. The one thing really weird about it, but it works extremely well, I've just never seen this before. It has what's called an industrial 3D printed sheath. Industrial, I forget the polymer, but this sheath is one piece printed, has a right or left carry. You mount an ulti-clip or a deep concealment carry clip to the center of it because it's set for pocket dropping. And then it's got a little bit of click. Let's see if you can hear it. And I mean, there's no shake. And I don't know how you would do that with a piece of plastic. It's a little thick on the ass because I sit on it. Not terrible, but it would protect the blade, I would think. But I haven't had much of anything. We got some cool stuff in the shop, dude. I know I joke because I don't like Microtech either. But have you ever fired a Halo 4? I never have until yesterday.
It's the
single action.
Single action, yeah. No, I don't have any desire. I'm not a fan of single action.
It just kicks so much more. I mean, it's just, it was like a little bit of, oh, wow, that's really cool. The blade's like 3.8 inches, way too expensive. For all I can tell of the Marfion Select is it's got double vapor blasted hardware. It's got a little bit nicer aluminum handle, $709. And there's some on DLT right now that are 13. I don't know. I don't get it. But there's something very pleasing about when you pull to cock it after you fired it, when you pull that little thing back, because it just fits so well. You pull it back. It's not hard to do. It reminds me of sticking a slide into the ass end of a Freedom Pill dispenser as you cock it back in. And you push that button and it feels totally different than any double action, which I know you don't really like either. But from a practicality standpoint, I don't see much practicality in that knife.
The main practicality is that it's not, when you deploy it, if it hits something, it's not going to stop and go off track.
You're exactly right. It would be more of a, if you got them in a soft fleshy, it would be painful. Ryan, you got a link, buddy. You and Shane have a link, and I know he's out and about doing cards and knife swapping. Did I just see Sobeck Scooter? Cheeto, what is up? I wish I could focus on the chat and keep my brain engaged in some kind of conversation at the same time. I prefer my card. I do too. I think it's softer. I think it feels more organic. There was a time when everything was tie. I have a big quandary with my Hinderers. Because I put, except for the Battle Black, my 3.0, I put tie on all of them. And I'm tempted to put a steel and G10 scale on just because I think I would enjoy carrying it differently. I think it would feel different. I might do it. I know I did it on my smock. I took titanium scales and put some smock G10 scales that I had on it. Makes it lighter. I think it gives it better grip, even though those were little frag scales. And I like tie. I think tie is kind of the pinnacle. I guess they're more pinnacle metals. But yeah. And guys, I did a short live stream today just to show some of the other rare stuff, because I guess it's not rare, but we still now have 4 15V. And he's about $5 or $6 less than Blade HQ. I mean, he's not expensive on his used stuff if you look at what it is. We've got 4 15Vs. My favorite knife.
Native was a little high.
What's that?
So that native was a little high.
I don't remember what it was priced at, but if you say so, I don't doubt it. If you can show, though, the great thing about them, if you see it on Blade HQ or DLT or River's Edge and it's got a lower price and it's in stock, it's not an old listing where it was sold, he'll match it.
Yeah, because he had 207 on the native 5, and I think Blade HQ's got it for like $187.
That much less? More than $10? Because see, they check.
Yeah, it was like it was almost $20.
Really? The same knife? Well, let's check that, because I mean, I can get it down to their price. If Blade HQ has it, and that would swing you to maybe want to get it. I know he matches.
Well, I'm not saying I want it. I'm just saying that.
Well, they do keep them priced under map. They don't always put it at the basement of Blade HQ if it's on a sale. Like if it's on a reduced, if it's their everyday price.
Yeah, that was their everyday price.
Because to be honest with you, I'm guessing 10 to 15% of the people that come in will check prices while they're in there. And I tell you, the case people that gobble up those cases, flip them. They're resellers. And one thing I don't like about down there, I think they should limit it to one. You should be able to buy one cheetah cub per family. If we get 9, of each run. I don't think you should be able to come in and buy 6.
Yeah, if it's a limited edition, I don't think that it should be.
Well, they're not limited per se. All cases are kind of limited the way they're released. I'm learning this. Like they won't be available next year in the same colors, right? So you might have to wait 3 or 4 years. And if you're buying that many, you're just buying them to flip at some point. And those things will accumulate some sick money. I think you could definitely make better on different investments, but and I just wonder what's going to happen with the younger generation that doesn't really value cases. I wonder if that whole collection will go away, that whole fad. Because from what I hear in the last 3 years, prices have been driven up a lot because of people seeking out a lot of these, I guess, boomers that are putting knives on the market, or their widows are. And it's driven prices to crazy levels. Collectors complain about it all the time. B Shady, I love my what's my Kung Wu that looks like a Evo. I hate their they don't call it, I'm trying to think of the way they call that lock. Their version of the clutch lock is my least favorite. I think they pair it with a blade hole. I think the trick to a clutch lock or a ram lock to get some snap is you've got to have a well-placed thumb stud. And the Microtech MSI Mini, I think hit it in a very good place. That's a great feeling knife. The other rare things we've got is those halos. You can't find those anywhere. I'm surprised we've got them. What's funny is he's not taking trades for them. We've got a guy that's a really nice guy who comes down who trades a ton of knives with us. His dad does too, but he's a modern knife guy. He's got the Demco XXL that he showed me. He's a manager at the BMW store, but he wanted to bring some really nice stuff down and trade for it. But I guess I can understand the owner's position. He's recently bought a lot of knives, and with those 2 specific knives that he knows he can sell, he'd rather just keep that to get some of his, I've now bought this much less, or I've recouped some of that. I can see that. Sometimes they sit on those knives for a year, depending on what they get, especially the more bougie ones, because not everybody's Ryan won't buy them all.
For sure. I mean, if you got something that's limited edition, that makes sense not to take a trade. Unless it's really cool. And I'll tell you what, you might know this. I bet you do, Kyle. Tate, the young guy I work with, I found out he's 2 months younger than my daughter. He's a really nice kid. He's the one that's had a lot of health issues, surgeries that will make him long-term better, but I hate for somebody his age to be going through that. But he picked up a Chris Reeves Umnenzon yesterday. It's priced over $2,000. It's only because it's got these really deep, almost looks like a Japanese sunset, but that's just the way that he's got a Wilson Combat?
Yes, Wilson Combat. Thank you.
Oh my God.
Not know
those are seriously rare. And go for it.
What is it? It just looks, to me, it looks deeper. And I know the rare.
It was a collaboration between Wilson Combat, who's a fantastic gun manufacturer, and they did a collab, and there wasn't a whole lot of them. They only did them for a few years, and they go for crazy money. They don't go for $2,000, but they go for a good amount of money.
You know how many hundred he picked it up for?
If you got it for under $1,000, you got a good deal on it.
He did. He got a very good deal, and he went higher. The funny thing is, I shouldn't say it because they might be watching, but there was a little political craziness. I think the young guy handled the whole transaction perfectly because the guy said, "I just want to get this out of it." And he goes, "You don't know what you got." And he didn't say, "Here's what you could sell it for on eBay." He just said, I'll give you, twice that.
Yeah. I mean, you can see them go for, I would say 12 to 14 pretty consistently. You may pick one up that's not in greatest shape for $900, but they go for good money.
This is pretty cherry. It had a couple little snail trails. I think 4 was the number he grabbed it for. And
Holy shit.
the thing about him is we picked up another Sabenza. It wasn't a Sabenza. What's the other one? Nkosi? There's the Umizan. I think the Nkosi has the 2 little swoops. I can't tell them apart. But he'll take back that little. What's that?
But if you got it for 400, holy shit, that's a deal.
Yeah, he did. He loves it. And it's a keeper forever. He said he's going to get rid of his other one if anybody's looking for an Umizan, and he'll put a good price on it. But what he'll do, dude, they'll come in, they'll have some snail trails or stuff on them if it's just a basic Chris Reeve, because we get quite a few, because what used to be St. Nick, I found out, that's now Wilderness Outdoors. If anybody's looking for new Chris Reeve, go to St. Nick's Knives site. They're evidently loaded down. They waited the 5 years to be a dealer. Their dealership kicked in a year and a half ago, and that's where Dark Gravity, I sent him a link. I don't know if he'll be able to join, but that's where his wife found him that bog oak that's kind of kept him from buying knives because he loves it so much.
They're pretty much in stock everywhere now. They're not holding up as far as selling out real fast.
Well, what's great is the used ones that we see, they're carriers, they're users, right? But he's a great sharpener. Not as good as you, but he's a very good sharpener. And he has that machine where he can blast them. So he's blasted a couple that are raw tie, and they come out and they look brand new, dude. I mean, all the snail trails are gone. I don't know what's the downside to blasting a knife like that. I don't know what the medium is. I just know that they look.
The downside would be it's not going to match factory finish. But if that's your issue, then you can send it back for a spa day.
Now, when you say refinish,
Chris Reeve does that.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't tell the difference between this one and his, except for the deep grooves and the shadows of that Wilson Combat. Mick Ranger, what's up, brother? Rhodey, what's up, brother?
Well, a lot of the Wilson Combats had a darker finish to them. They were almost black.
Is Javon showing that blue case knife? I know that's Kyle's favorite. It is, guys. I'll tell you why I picked this up. I've never owned a case. I totally backed out of the slip joint. But if you stand around for 4 hours a day, and I like to stand in Case Corner because nobody else stands over there, and they're listening to Willie Radio over on the other side of the shop. These knives are very unique because they're all patterned differently. The colors or the materials from a lot of people like the bone and the antler. I'm not. I like the micartas. They've got a glitter gold finish that looks like a 70s Les Paul. They've got just some funky stuff, and every now and then they'll release single blades. I don't like a slip joint that has multiple blades. And I found out most case enthusiasts don't like Warncliffe. But this is a slimline, or not a slimline, it's a mini trapper single blade. And then the Cheetah Cub I picked up just because of the hype. Because everybody was buying them, flipping them. And I figured worst case scenario, I could sell it for what I bought it for, which was like $93. Sierra Rick, what's up? He says, hey to you, Kyle. I know you're standing.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not watching the chat.
You talked to Shane and since he got back with his stuff?
Yeah, I talked to him last night.
Did he run into any hiccups setting it up, or does he got everything he needs?
Oh, he hasn't done that yet. He got back late last night picking it up. So, because he ended up having to drive like an extra hour for Billy to meet Billy. So,
I think that's I just think that'll be a great experience for him to, after he's done it so long on, kind of get back equipment, to have something that's specifically made for that task.
Yeah, it'll make his life easier. Well, once he gets used to it, but I mean, the premise of it will make his life easier. And he'll be able to do more.
More of each of what he's doing.
Yeah, more of what he's doing, but also make it more streamlined and more convenient.
Kyle, what do you think about the small Sabenzas? Your hands aren't that huge, are they?
I don't care for them. I think they're too small.
Do you? Because Tate thinks that they're like, I think the 3.0 Hinders are a little bit too small. He says a small Sabenza is a good size.
I think both of those are too small. I like
full size just because they're thin.
I want a minimum of 3 1/4 inches on a blade. I don't like anything below that, or typically. There are exceptions to the rule, but not always.
B Shady, you can find some great deals on the secondary. I was lucky. Somebody approached me with an Unenzon, and I really like it. I've always liked the Sabenza. It's kind of been the one that I thought I'd go after. But for years and years, I never liked Chris Reeve knives. They weren't fidgety. They're everything I didn't think I liked about a knife, but I've matured. My tastes have changed. And this is a really elegant, well done knife. And this
they're not fidget monsters unless you do something crazy like do the bearing swap.
Yeah, and to me, I like the way it locked up. 1931 Leatherworks. Did you understand the DM I sent you? I've got the box right over here. I'm going to just send it out in that. I'm going to try to find the Kaiser box that it came in, since I'm sending it in a bigger box. And I'm going to shoot that out to you. I think I've got your address. I don't think you haven't moved or anything, have you?
Yes, he has.
He has. Hey, Terry.
Send me a message to remind me, and I'll send his new address. Because I just sent him something today, actually.
Yeah, all right, I'm sending you a private message.
Yeah, I just sent out. Well, he's here. I sent out Sierra Rick's knife.
But I think I sent him something recently. Maybe.
I mean, he moved within the last week and a half.
Okay. Yeah, buddy. Let's get that worked out, Terry. And I'm planning on getting you gone tomorrow because I'll be here when the mail guy comes by. I'm one that puts my packages, because I'm in a pretty secure area. I will put stuff in the mailbox. But unfortunately, this box doesn't fit in my mailbox. But I don't know if you guys can see these slips. This one I made a knife that's really too big for it, but I forced it in. This is my Bullbuster, which I need to get sharpened a few more times because it's getting a little bit of, it's hitting something and getting a little chip in it. It needs a little bit of blade taken off. And then I've got
about right there
of Terry's.
Brody, I agree. Arnos are fantastic if you want a classy knife with bearings.
I saw that Skiff had some bearings for the Chris Reeve knives. I was surprised. I ordered some.
Well, they don't fit stock. You have to get the scales milled out for them.
Right.
It's a whole process.
A bunch of bearings to put in some stuff. I think I'm gonna. I don't know though. I've been running my J cape on the thick washer. Not J cape. Why do I say that? Not two.
You got hooked on the whole bind into the hype train with.
But I've never owned one. I've reviewed one because my buddy A to Z EDC has a couple.
Skiffs.
But this knife, I just can't imagine how smooth it would feel to put. Yeah, the Skiff thing I did get wound into. And then I did so many disassembly videos that I've shared with Steve that he's kind enough to every quarter let me pick out 6-7 sets of bearings that I want to do knives on.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense for what he's doing. And I get it with the content creators, but it's for the average person, you don't need that.
No, I mean, it's not but it's kind of if you like to tinker with your stuff, kind of like tinkering with the car, I think you can make a knife feel a little bit better or feel different.
Sometimes, but not always. That's the thing. It doesn't always. I've had knives that are actually gotten worse.
Oh, yeah. And they've got listings for almost 70 Civivis that people have put Skiffs in. To me, that's a waste. Except for my FG. I put Skiffs in it because I think it's the best under $100 knife ever made. But they're cool. And if you think about it, I've never handled a Skiff knife or Skiff blade. I hear they're super nice. And that's why I think they started making bearings, was for their knives.
Yeah, the Skiff blades are the Asylum's grill level. I would like to acquire one, but they're out of the budget.
Brother, let's rally up to make sure I think I've sent Brother Kyle a private message. He'll shoot me the address tonight, and I'll get you printed out tonight. It may or may not have the Kaiser box. There's nothing fancy in there. Just a couple of stickers, but I think I can find it because it's the biggest one. It's literally the largest Kaiser I have ever received. And I am loving the wallet that I carry in my left pocket.
Yeah, I'd show my wallet.
Y'all better not be ragging on me because I've turned into the new reformed mailing John. I did have 1 week where I slipped and forgot Susan's and Joe's. I had them sitting right there, weighed and measured.
Susan.
I'm trying to think. She's been in the chat several times. She's a very dear friend of mine from college. And when I lost my best man, when he passed away, she was his best friend. She's married to a good friend of ours too. And we kind of reconnected after that. She's actually a channel member, so she won a giveaway. She popped in, dropped the word in, and won. Terry, your work is, I'm going to pull because I never take it out of my pocket. But, you know, for a long time, I was just carrying that little wallet from CountyCom. But this thing, I think I've been carrying it for a week. And all I carry is 2 cards on each side. And then I haven't put cash in the center because I haven't had cash. But I love it, Terry. Absolutely perfect. Exactly what I was.
The wallet he made me, but
yeah, Horween is a
doesn't
great.
Like when I show it off.
I don't give him a chance. I have to show it off. I've got some.
No, because he doesn't want to make the. Because I had a special request. He doesn't want to make the one.
Oh, he doesn't. Satisfaction. Congratulations on carrying the spider chef, buddy. You are a 5-star chef. Did you slice weenies or pickles for Stevie? You held it. Yeah, we've got a Spidey chef that's been down there for a while. I don't think the Huntsville market appreciates it. We've also got one of those birch chubbies. I think that's a cool looking knife. Not very practical, but it's got a neat grind.
I found a knife that I didn't know existed that I am going to be starting to hunt for. There was an old collab that Spyderco did. And it's called the Spyderco Pakal.
Pakal?
Mm-hmm.
Folded?
It is a, yes, it is a, it's a Pakal style, but it's an upswept reverse grip. And it's also, it's got a Mannix lock on it.
A ball lock?
Yeah. It's awesome.
What period? Was it like a 90s, 2000s, 80s?
2000s. I just got to try to find it on somewhere.
Well, I'll keep an eye open because we have a lot of the people that bring in case collections, they all have a few Spydercos in there. For example, we picked up 2 80s models. I wish I wrote them down earlier when I was doing that little live stream. But I didn't walk over. They're the plastic bodies with the plastic clip. One of them's got a sharp serrated long blade. They're lockbacks. And the other one has a rescue. One's called the Rescue. And I forget what the other one's called. Nothing I would be interested in, but evidently they're highly sought after. They're Seiki City, Japan, 80s models. Uh-oh, Maddie, which flavor? Oh, he put a link in. Hold on, let me go to it over here.
Be shady. If you see one that's under $200, hit me up.
Oh, Maddie. I've seen this too, but I can't tell if it's a lock, a slip joint or if it's a friction folder. I can't tell how that works. Kyle, can you see this?
Yeah, which one?
It's called the
oh yeah. I've seen that. I think it's a double D10 if I'm not mistaken.
That's what I thought. I thought so too. Look at that hologron though. Hold on. It's called the Cobalt COBOL. Looks like a front flipper, maybe. Front flipper double detent. That's what it says. Paul Alexander, blah, blah, blah. Versatile deep pocket clips, split. Lock types. Slip it. So it's a slip joint, if they call it a slip it or a double detent. I don't know the Spyderco vernacular.
Yeah, it's part of their non-locking series.
Spydercos have nice detents. We've got a couple of those little, they were going to be the TSA knives. They're called the Roadies. And we've got a Roadie XL up there, which is not huge. But they've got nice walk and talk. Hey, Kevin Smith and Knives. Good evening, brother. Channel member. Welcome, welcome. Y'all stop by Sunday, 4 o'clock. I will put out a memento. We'll have another good weekend of passing shit along. Nice.
I'm almost done with my first grit.
So, which scales are you working on? Which brand of Shenanigans?
Yeah, these are the one of the thugs that's not sold. I'm just getting them ready for be able to take some pictures of them and sell them.
Yeah, he needs to be here because I was like, "Hey, dude, let me pick one of those." He was like, "Well, you got the Jack Wolf." I was like, "Yeah," and I paid for that. Remember, like a year and a half ago. I said, "Well, we're trading this other knife, this big one." Ooh, the Kleck slip joint. Is that the little slim? The only the fourth Chris Reeve I've ever seen. Is that a slip joint or is that a small locking knife? What's a Keck? Let me pull it up. And I'm looking, Joe Isabella.
And this shit's messy. The only good thing about it is when he's using his acrylics and resin-based scales, they shape easily and they sand easily.
Oh, I've never seen one of these. Is this what you're talking about, B Shady? I'm going to share it. That little chode. Are any of those cases that came done in Dichrolam? Dichrolam.
Dichrolam is extremely it looks kind of like Kieranite, but even more sparkly.
Okay, so the does it look like a 70s Les Paul? Let me see. If I can find
it's very flamboyant.
Yes, we have some of those. We have some peanut butter and jellies that were Smoky Mountain Knives exclusive. Cheeto, we do have some of those. As a matter of fact, let me find the video and I'll pull them up for you. And damn it, I was supposed to call. I've been owing Derek a phone call when I'm down there, and I've just been a slacker. Let's go, Javon. I'm going to fast forward to these knives because that's what I wanted the live to be today, was just showing those this huge case collection that they bought Easter Sunday that they finally got putting out. I put out a good many of them. Let's go to my lives. Let me mute it. Muted. Stop sharing. Boom. Share this. I'll sit tight. And Joe, tell me if this is the color, because we've got two colors that look similar, but they're different. Spyderco's text. All right, so all right. Let me see if it's going to give me a picture one. It's probably not. Right. I think right here, Joe, to the left, I think we've got two trappers. But yeah, I won't be there till Monday again. But call me after this. Tell me what you're looking for, and I can call Tate tomorrow, and he can send you some pictures. Maddie. But we've gotten so many different colors, so many different patterns. We've seen patterns that I've never seen before. A teardrop, something called a back pocket knife, a guardless cheetah. What's Cheeto got up here? See what Cheetah's got. My fucking dad. I just had to put in a voicemail. I'm gonna have to call him back in just a second. And ooh, what's that? Is this what? Hey, look at this, Kyle. This may be for you.
Yeah.
It's available for $291, brand new.
God, that's steep.
Well, you get 10% off. Use your Von 10 or anybody. And you get free shipping.
Still, I've seen them pretty regularly going for under $200.
White Mountains always, let me show you something. They're always higher. If I go Halo 4, we've got ours for $709. Watch this. There's the 780. Same knife.
I'm not paying $290 for that knife.
Well, you could reach out to him. You can send him an email.
I'm not going to go haggle with them. I'll just find it.
You're not haggling. You're just saying, "Hey, I'll give you X." All right, I'm gonna make myself black. Can you sand for a second?
Yeah. Hang on. Let me. Yeah. Give me 3.
No, take your time. I don't.
Give me a second, and then I'll take a break, and then
I'll tell you what. I'm not going to call him back. I'm going to call him back tomorrow. He doesn't need anything.
No, just give me a second to get through this grit, and then I'll be able to take a break.
Ronald Dobbins, hello, brother.
I just don't want to stop right in the middle.
Don't stop. We're in no rush. I see Pakal on eBay for $277. Let's see.
Cheeto, I used to, buddy.
Ronald, I hope you're having a good day, buddy. Let's see what Mimo shared.
The funny thing about that, Cheeto, once I got out of the industry, it's crazy. Like, I didn't want to even bother with it because I didn't have to pay for almost 20 years. I could go anywhere and play.
Did you had kind of like a tour card that gave you access?
Yeah. No, Rody, I have no interest in the Halo.
That's an interesting looking knife, but it only got 2 stars. I wonder why the review, let's see what it says. It's a knife, but I couldn't be more disappointed. The knife is small. I know they gave measurements, but it's a child's hand small. Secondly, the handy circle for deploying your blade is moved to a position where it's useless. Ergonomically speaking, this knife features a flipper protrusion, which is also positioned to a point of uselessness, ergonomically speaking. I knew this knife was a slip joint when I bought it. However, it's the most sloppy slip joint, double detent probably, I've ever gotten from Spyderco manufacturer. Spyderco. It is, he kept writing. It is, other than the fact that it has a sharp edge and great materials, but those are expected for this price. This is a terrible knife. I don't care about the materials used. They took minimalism a bridge too far. And then Blade HQ responded, Richard, thank you for taking the time to leave a review.
Richard, your name surpasses you.
Yeah. We're sorry to hear this not meet your expectations. We do have a 60-day no-hassle return policy, so shut the fuck up, put it in a box, and send it back to us.
Right.
That's nice to
respected that response.
Yeah, that's one thing I always tell people. Most of these dealers will give you at least 30. No questions asked. So if you're not sure, you haven't handled it. That's what I tell my buddy A to Z. He's like, I'm not buying one until I handle it. I was like, dude, you can send it back. Chris229, what's up? No questions asked. Well, then they just want to give you store credit. No. You say you don't want store credit or get another knife. What's your point? You see what Mimo said?
No.
I didn't know Kyle left reviews.
I don't.
Maddie goes by Richard as his handle on Blade HQ.
Yeah, probably.
I was going to show you guys. Let me pull this up.
Oh, shit. I can start another great. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, dude, I'm not even thinking about it. I'm sharing a screen. You keep saying it.
All right.
I'll call him back.
I completely forgot. Sorry.
No, dude. Don't worry about it. So we high fins, XLs. I've heard good things about that knife. I've never owned one or been attracted to it. DLT has them for $259. The Wee Knife Inmate. Blue titanium raindrops, $297.50. That's Jared's knife, one of Jared's knives. Look, the Microtech is out of stock. Blade HQ has it for $709. The same price that Knives and More has it for. $709. And they're a brick and mortar. You got to give them a little bit of love for that. And I don't understand these heretics. I've handled one and I was amazed by how smooth it was.
No,
but these colors, it looks like a cartoon. It looks like a rendering.
Their the MagnaCut is absolute, or MagnaCut is absolute. I was reading the chat code. Their MagnaCut is absolute shit.
Soft.
The softest I've seen in production.
Wow. I'm curious for you to sharpen one of those Chavez scapegoats, because that's allegedly the first time a production company's used Magnamax. They even have it marked on the blade that it's a proto.
Well, the mule's been out for almost a year in the prototype Magnamax.
From Spyderco? Oh, the mule? Oh, yeah, the mule from Spyderco.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's kind of a enthusiast knife. That's a little different than.
And then Guardian Tactical did their OTF in Magnamax recently.
You're right. The Apex.
I think so. Something like that.
Look at that. Can you help me understand the value of that little guy?
I can't see it. What is it?
It's auxiliary manufacturing, USA made, little pokey stabby for $329.
Yeah, that's exactly what this is. A stabby. It kind of almost looks like a John Gray. That's design language.
I'm trying to see if it said who it was. I've never heard of Gatskill arc knives, but those look like nice paring style knives.
Auxiliary manufacturing. So they've got some decent designs, but that new folder that they just did, and they paid everybody under the sun to be an influencer to review it.
They've got somebody making those overseas.
Yeah, it's made by Migron, and they're asking like $250 for it. I'm like, you got it out of your fucking mind.
And that's a knife that looks good as a fixed blade, but does not look good as a folder, in my opinion.
I don't mind it as a folder, but the fact that they're getting Migron for $250, yeah,
that's like Griffin doing
the,
that's like Griffin doing the Scout, which shouldn't be that much. Have you ever heard of a guy named Skane, SGAIN, Dub, DUBH? That's the designer of this little knife we just looked at. I don't even know what nationality SGAIN DUBH is.
Don't know. Can't say I heard of them.
They've got a lot of these auxiliary manufacturings, and some of them are $189. I guess it's the blade steel that's driving the price a lot. Trevor Burgers are dropping April 15th.
I like Trevor Burgers. The only thing that left a downside or left a bad taste in my mouth about him is that he did so much with collab with Urban EDC, and I can't stand them.
One thing that looks interesting, and I can't really stand them either, because my old F5.5's got bad D10. It's the micarta one. They just came out with the DLC Magna Cut F5.5, which looks nice. Here's Jack Wolf's latest fixed blade. I'm not liking the profile of that blade.
Could care less. That's
Finches.
Boring as shit.
What's that?
I said the one you just showed was boring as shit.
Yeah, I think so. It didn't do much for me. I'm about to jump out of here, but here are the Griffins. Okay, so the Griffins are $250, and I don't think they're USA made for a fixed blade. I think this is. I've got one of these, but mine's not Magna Cut. Mine's S35, China, Best Tech.
Well, go back to Vero did a fixed blade, and they were asking something like $350 or $370 for it.
Oh, I know.
Like, you're out of your damn mind.
I bought one, and back when I bought my Axon, it was $275, which was still a lot. But look at that price, $265 for a USA made Atom 3.5-inch blade.
What did I say,
line.
Terry? Is that not what I said? Sorry if I misspoke.
The Bulldog is $265, and that's got carbon fiber. There's just some good USA made companies out there. You know, they don't fit everybody's. I don't like this at all. It just doesn't speak to me. Have you seen the new Koenig?
That's okay. It's better than the Goblin. The Goblin's hideous.
I guess that's more Sabenza, kind of, or that type of family of knives.
I know people either love it or hate it, but I like the Hadouken from Alex. Stein Grabber.
Yeah. See, I was not crazy about it. Here's the mini Goblin you were talking about. It's about 200 less. But is it tiny?
Yeah, you can't give those things away, John. They're going for $400 to $450 all day long.
7 1/4 inches. So it's a little guy. And this was surprising. We have several Falkniven knives.
Yeah.
This Damascus that you can't see the Damascus in. The blade does not look like it has Damascus.
Just wasn't etched.
No, I guess, but it's a $1,899 knife.
Yeah, that's stupid.
But it's because
if someone likes it, good for them. But there's no value to it.
They call it the polished Damascus steel blade featuring a Cowrie X powder steel core. Have you ever heard of Cowrie X?
What do they call it?
COWRY capital X.
No.
I don't know if that's a German steel. Or Sweden is where that's the country of origin. But an interesting knife. It's interesting to see what some of these that you wouldn't expect to be expensive are super expensive, and some of the ones that I expect to be more expensive aren't. But anyway, that's going on at DLT. They've come out with a bunch of Swiss Army knives that look like fish. They've got largemouth bass ones. They've got rainbow trout ones. As if a Swiss Army knife wasn't hideous.
On the bird and trout that Shane's doing for Crispy.
Yes.
Those are going to be fantastic.
I was talking to a chef today, and was I misleading him? He was asking me why he would pay for a Benchmade kitchen knife that's in CPM 154 versus a Wusthof. You know, that's about $100 less. and he brings his knives in to be sharpened quite a bit. Would your CPM 154 hold an edge longer than a Wusthof?
It will depend on I don't know what the Wustof's in.
I think it's just basics.
I don't think that CPM 154 and a Benchmade is all that great of a deal. I think you can get a much better kitchen knife for the price. Shop around. What's that Benchmade? 250-ish?
The kitchen knife?
Yeah.
I want to say that the set's very expensive, but if you're just looking at, hold on.
What was that guy looking at?
We were looking at a, I always forget the name. I want to say Bone In, or maybe it was the, I forget the names. Give me just 1 second. I've got it pulled up right here. I'll tell you what it is. It's called the, we'll look at this one for one. We'll share it. And Benchmade is going to always be a little more expensive. Keep in mind, if you go to Knives and More or Blade HQ or somewhere, the way we're able to price them is 15% off of this price and then pick up sales tax. So this is a $350 Wild Coast.
What's the length on it?
It is 11.79 inches.
And that's a 154?
154. And it's heat treated between, it's kind of a big range. It's heat treated between, I want to say 58 and 61. Let me go back up to it.
Yeah, so here's the thing. You could get a custom kitchen knife and a better steel for that same price. So tell that chef
Agreed.
to figure out a custom maker he likes and go that route. Because that's insane that they want $350 for that. Or even even at $250, that's still the price.
Because Benchmade can crank them out, you would think. You would think they would have a, here's the set. Well, no, let me. And we sold 2 sets in the last 2 weeks. I don't know if they marked them down any, but like a paring knife's $275.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, Benchmade, lifetime warranty. I guess there's something for that. I've only heard positive things from Knives and More about their warranty. I'm going to go here one more second, then we're going to do something different.
Bugsy, even if you're buying in low quantity, the max that you're going to pay for that chunk of steel is $40. And the handles on that are an extra 10 at most. Honestly, they're going to be probably 5, but I'm just overshooting it. So you got $50 in material. Granted, you got time and you've got consumables, but it's nothing crazy. And then when they're batching, you've got so much more flexibility. It doesn't cost that much.
Kyle, have you seen one of these? An Olamic
Oh God, Mills.
Aura?
No, is that a new model?
It must be. It's a button lock.
And
they've got a cheaper one. I've never seen it either, but they've got one that's not $1,000. They've got one that's $795. The Aura, and again, it looks thinner, kind of more like a gentleman's knife. Button lock, 8.5 inches overall, 20 CV, USA made. There's just so much stuff out there that I've just never seen. Attention to detail. I've never seen one of their knives. I've never been attracted to
2 of them, and they were okay, but I was not impressed for the money. I thought they were I respect the company. They're trying to do stuff here, but I thought the quality was subpar for what they were charging for them.
Yeah, and you gotta up your game just because there's so many other players that are offering good knives. All right, we're about to go real quickly. Ooh, that's a good looking color. That's
You need to call? I might have.
Yeah, let me do that. Let me do that. Let me stop there.
Let me clean this off, and then I'll be ready to go. I wipe down between every grit so I'm not cross-contaminating.
Well, you take them to an entirely other level. I saw some fiddleback forges here at Blade HQ, and they're like in the
$4.90. Those are nice.
They're like $4.95. We've got one down there. It's like $250. I don't know if they've got it priced low, but it's a really nice knife. It's got a really nice, I guess you'd call it burlap micarta.
I've only got 3 more grits to go through, and I'll be done. All right, I'm good, bud.
All right, I won't be on long at all, guys. Kyle's going to leave it with you.
So what's everyone's plans for the weekend? Anything super exciting? Terry, you feel like being a dick? So I can respond to that. Hey, B&A. Let's say hello to everybody. I miss Sierra. Momo. Mills. Cheeto. Mick. Paul, I responded back with an explanation too. What's up, Chris? Brody. Jojo. Hey, Jojo, congratulations, Grandpa. Marco, what's up, buddy? Maddie, what's up? That sounds about right. You are a nerd. Is it not Rock Club weekend? I have zero clue what the hell that is, Rody, but sounds okay. Bugsy, how you doing, buddy? Any festivities special tonight, Maddie? Are we getting Dreamy D along with Creamy D, or just Dillery Do? And of course, my dog starts barking. What's up, Illuminati? Thank you, Marco. I appreciate the dropping the links that no one clicks on.
It's hard to click on them in StreamYard. You got to have your, I've got my YouTube open over here. I'm going to show y'all one more real quick. Did I jump into the middle of a conversation?
Nope.
You heard
Brody is the best week in golf, or the best week in sports this week for golf.
Y'all ever heard of Pokilo?
Unfortunately, yes.
I reviewed this actual knife. My buddy A to Z had it. $550
freaking ridiculous.
Yeah.
You should get that. Should come with a pan, like a cast iron pan, that your significant other can smack you in the head with for spending that much money on a stupid Chinese knife.
M398, which I don't even know what that is. It does have a little of this fancy clip. The packaging is different. But I've noticed they have a lot of different models.
They're insanely priced.
Look at this one right here. Can you see that, Kyle?
Yep.
I couldn't find out what the cracked ice. This is the Marathon. I think the blade's different, but this is that Halo at the next level of price. Like it's almost more than double. But it's the numbers don't match. Black hard coat, Anno, aircraft aluminum, cracked ice blade. I think it's the blade that's driving the price, but I don't know what a cracked ice blade is.
It's the finish.
Is it the finish?
Yeah, and it's not worth $900 more.
Well, I totally agree. To me,
Cracked
it's a
ice
novelty
started off
item.
as a thing that Todd Begg was doing on titanium like 12 years ago or so. And so he was doing it like on the bodegas and the glimpses. It has like almost like a crystallized tie look to it.
Mick, I have checked out the Sparrow 7. A fantastic knife if you like a larger knife. The one I fell in love with, I think, is one of the best knives of 2026. The Sparrow 7 is now being made in crewware, and it's a bigger knife. This is the Sparrow 6. It's made in crewware. It's a smaller knife. I love both Lynch blades. So the answer is yes. And it is a fantastic knife. Let me grab it.
Sierra, to answer your question, yeah, I think some people do. I think there is a value proposition in any of those purchases, and it's a matter of whether you're into materials, you're into usability, you're into ergonomics, function, taking a gander at what stuff costs in comparison to what the level of fit and finish is. So there's a lot of factors into what equates to a value of an item. But the weird thing is the more you handle it, and especially at different levels, there's definitely a law of diminishing returns. And it depends on what you're looking for out of it to where you see the value. But when it comes to certain things like the one that he just showed, I think that there's not a value proposition there that makes sense at all for that knife.
So the Sparrow 7.
Maddie, yeah, but he's also 110 pounds soaking wet. Your poop was bigger than that today.
This is exactly 7.5 inches overall, which is a small knife for most normal sized people. For me, to carry it in my back pocket, this is a right pocket carry knife for me. The Sparrow 6, however, is crewware, which the new Sparrow 7s are going to be in crewware, which I love. This little guy's 6 1/8 overall. So it doesn't have as much cutting area, but they're both great knives. And Casey stands behind his products. I think it's a lifetime warranty on them. They're, interestingly enough, Lynch Northwest or Lynch Blades is a big enough company. They have enough machines that this is 100% made under one roof. So it's designed, allegedly, heat treated, cut out, heat treated, ground, packaged and shipped all from one address. It's not pieced out to different people.
It's not allegedly. He is doing it all in house.
Yeah. I feel like I have to say allegedly on everything now. Even though Shane told me not to be so hard on myself. Yeah, and Mick Ranger, I can totally understand. The 7 is just a great shape. This one's Magna Cut. And this is one of the older models from Blade Show. My car to handle. Needs a little bolt butter on it.
Sierra, yes, Shane does have a bird and trout. He's actually got two. One that he just did for Crispy, but I would hold off. He's in the works of making a new one that is Cheetos design. That, not that I don't like Crispies, but if you wanted to support another community guy, Cheetos actually going to be doing that collab. And it'd be cool to have a bird and trout designed by another guy in the community. So that one will be coming out in the not too distant future.
Shady, are you asking about the lynch prices or another one in the chat? Because the Sparrows in MagnaCut are, I think, $295, and the Swift 6 is $280, and CTX HXP, which they weren't doing before. They're also doing them in S90V now. So now you can choose between CTS XHP or S90V for the same price. I like
that's a no-brainer then for the same price.
Would you go surely S90V? That's what I would go for.
Yeah.
So MagnaCut or Crewwear, same price on the 7. Which would you go with? MagnaCut?
Depends what you're going to use it for.
But if it was just your knife.
For me personally, I would go MagnaCut. I love Crewwear, but I'm not going to be beating the hell out of either. I'm being realistic. I'm not.
Yeah, you're going to be EDC.
I'm not an outdoorsman.
I need to do more outdoors. I like to, if I could ever find the time. But he sells hardware now for his. I'm sure he'll be selling scales at some point because it looks like some of these have titanium scales.
I rough it at the Marriott.
I'm going to show you guys something. I'm going to do a video on all these. This is a company called Lothar. They sell on Amazon. And they sent some cheap fixed blades for me to try out. Little 14C. Then this is a little neck knife, I guess. And they've got one as big as a bat, which is kind of a bushcrafter. But I've been beating on these a good bit, cutting a lot of cardboard. And they're more, I don't know if I'd call this a camp knife because it's kind of thin. But for cutting wood or stuff like that, these things are under $50. This one's either 14C or D2. So this one's D2 coated steel. And then this one is probably my favorite, the Turtle. And it's 14C. But I haven't gotten them to go dull yet. And guys, I'm breaking down a lot of boxes. My dad, I get him ordered 2 big ass boxes that have Boost, those what are they called? Boost and Boost Plus shakes. I forget the maker. But anyway, I not only cut down the Amazon boxes, I cut down the big, thick, colored Boost boxes. And the reason I'm trying to do that is I wanted to do a cut test between my MagnaCut minnow and my Magnamax minnow. And I've come to the conclusion that I will never know the difference. Even if I try to count, I'll lose count somewhere, or they'll be so close that it'll just, I just don't know if I'm going to be able to embark on that. A long cut test. I just think that's above my pay grade. And there's no comparison with the taco sheath. Liz was doing that with leather. A different story, but I have to pay extra. Get it, but I think if you choose now, Casey told me this at Blade. I've not tried it. I think if you pick the leather sheath, you're only paying like $35 for it because it takes the Kydex sheath out of your purchase. And I like leather too, but in terms of Kydex sheaths, this little guy is ingenious because it barely takes a lot to lock it in. It's got a centrally mounted clip. But I totally hear you. But you got guys like 1931 Leatherworks who can whoop you up a sheath. Here's a funky one that'll be a giveaway after I review it. This is a Kaiser Billy Bones. Compound ground. AEBL ring knife. What do y'all think about something like that? To me, it's too big for one. But it's got a fatter tip. Oh, there's Gary. I didn't see him back there.
That's what she said.
Hey, buddy.
How's it going?
Have you been back there long? I didn't hear you ding. I figured you might be at Lehigh.
Not yet. Not yet. I was having some connection.
Uh-oh, he turned off his camera. There he is.
Yeah, I hit Siri by accident. There we go.
I'm going to have to learn. So do you roll out early in the morning before the sun comes up?
Not that early. I'll leave here. What time does the show start? 9. I think it starts at 9. I'll leave here 7:30, 7:45.
That's got to be nice to have it in your backyard where you don't have to go. Are you staying over there, did you say, or you come back?
No, I'll come back. It's only 30 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, that'll be nice. There was a guy in one of the YouTube channel groups I'm in who's going to be over there who had a knife collaboration done with Trevor at Waxwing Knives. And he said he knows you because I said, well, if you're over there, tell Trevor I said, hey, and if you see Gary Creeley, check out what he's got. He goes, oh, I'm very familiar with Creeley Blades. I forget his name. You probably meet so many people, though, you wouldn't remember it.
Who is he?
His name is, and I'm going to have a screen name, so this is not going to be very helpful. See if I can get much out of it. His name is, because I know if I go to, I bet you his knife and his name is on the website on, let's see. His name is
Blue and I just asked Adventure 50, Lance.
Yeah, y'all keep everybody down. I'm scrolling.
No, he was asking, is that the guy?
It very well could be. Is he having a knife made from, I think it's the second knife that Trevor's made, the first one being for Jared. He's a YouTuber that I'm not familiar with, but it looks like a pretty cool little knife.
Is it sharp ends?
I'm going to tell you in a second because now y'all got me scrolling so far into it that I'm going to find it. By God.
Well, no, he's getting mad. He said that's who it is.
His name is Lance Phillip. Does that sound familiar? Lance Phillip. I'll be spending time at the Waxwing table on Saturday at the Lehigh Valley Knife Show. And his knife is called the, I'm not going to go find Lance. I don't know Lance. Do y'all know Lance? Anybody in the chat? Anybody in the?
Sounds familiar.
Illuminati's going to stab you.
Let's see, Lance. And this was, assuming he has a channel, but I'm not sure. Let's see. This looks interesting. That's not it. Now
John,
let's see.
Pay attention. Illuminati has said it 4 times.
I'm not looking at the screen. I'm back scrolling.
I know. That's why I've been telling you that. The guy's name's Adventure 50. Is the name of his channel.
But does that tell us?
His name is Lance.
So his knife, let me go to his page, Adventure 50. Hold on, I'll find the knife. Y'all are killing.
I'm just telling you what they're yelling.
You're helping me. You're helping me. I appreciate it.
Shoot
I'm just back behind the curtain looking. Adventure 50. All right, we got him. We got him. And his knife is called the. Here's a picture of it. I'll find the name in a second. But you can tell it's a wax.
3,000 subscribers.
You can tell it's a wax wing knife, but his looks like a little exaggerated clip point. Can y'all see that?
Yep.
Let me find a bigger picture of it. Hold on. I'm gonna have to go to Trevor's site because this is just too many knives. I'm getting all right.
When you're done at that, there's a comment on the screen for you, buddy.
I'm coming for it. You got it.
I already highlighted it.
Awesome. All right. Here it is. Nope. That's it right there. The agate. The agate or agate.
A gay? What?
A gate. It's a little, just a knife. It looks like one of his knives with the clip point, right? Isn't that what y'all are seeing? Available Wednesday at 6:30. So let me go back to you guys now that we found that out. Someone get Stanley's. Never in the Aegis. See, that's the whole thing. You guys catch me on Fridays. It's after a week of hanging out with case buyers. I took a picture of one, and unfortunately, the guy I work with is in the picture too, so I feel bad showing it. This is the guy who sat there and would want to unwrap every one of them looking for the perfectly centered case. And I finally said, dude, you're not going to find a perfectly centered case. Yeah, Steven, I'm going to have to check it out. I think I was in one of his live streams. Does he ever do live streams, Adventure 50? Y'all know? I'm so bad about if I have any time. Oh, Metal Complex is doing a mystery giveaway. That's where 948 people are.
Who cares?
Me neither. But Metal Complex is legit in terms he gives away the stuff that's given to him, a lot of it. He's a good guy.
Is this Metal Complex? I'm going to get backstage with my regular computer just so I can see better. I'm on my phone.
Okay.
So you don't need to let that second one in. Yeah. I'll just call it LL. There. That just gives me a better look. What's going on? Perfect. Is this beef with Jared and Metal Complex a joke?
I think that was clickbait. I have a feeling that was a clickbait title. I didn't watch the video. Did you? I know Jared supposedly wasn't getting him to return his calls. He was going to go work out with him. To me, it sounded like a bit.
It did.
Like they were putting on a bit. Kyle, you probably weren't even aware a gay gate.
I don't watch either one, so I don't know. But all I know is Richard Mental Complex is a complete and utter douche.
What's Richard done? Richard's always struck me as kind of a decent guy.
Are you serious, John? You have the shortest term memory.
No, in terms of, we've always talked about, yes, he's got a role to play because he's a big old school YouTuber, but he will give bad knife reviews. He will he will ball wash certain companies, but he gives a lot back to the community.
I never said he didn't give away stuff, but
never gave me anything.
What's that?
Never gave me anything.
He didn't give me anything either. But like
it's
tonight, he's giving away 8 knives to a bot or to somebody. Yeah, he's basically a robot at this point.
Yeah, that's my point. It's marketing. He just gives away stuff to get viewers.
Right, and the company's giving the stuff to give away. But I guess I look at it because that's one of the viewers that I watched when I first came into the community. I can't watch him really anymore either, just because there's so many people in there that I just don't know. So the video, there was because they did a whole campaign. There were Instagram posts about it. And the way Jared was saying he's not returning my calls and then taping himself or recording himself calling, getting the voicemail made me think it was just a work to get him.
Probably.
You know, I'm sure he's not going to say something bad about Metal Complex's knife, even if it was crappy, because Metal Complex has a bigger audience and Jared's making knives too, right? So he could, he could come back and crappy.
That's how you mean making.
But it would be great to have a big content creator beef that ended in like gunfire at Blade Show. Nobody getting hurt, but just a dust up, right? We're going to screen snipe Metal Complex for just 1 second and see what's happening over there. And if he's playing that music, I can't stay. I'm going to keep it muted.
He will be. You know he does.
But he's got to get tired of listening to it. Surely to God. That's just something he was going through. Let's see. He's playing that music. I can't. But he'll read comments and he'll just sit there and troll them.
You think I'm for him? I don't know, dude. I feel like people who watch my live streams every weekend would say that this is just.
All right, that's enough. So if y'all want to, Metal Complex is giving away knives. You'll have a hard time winning because he'll have tons of people out. Exactly, Kathleen. I agree with that. The music is terrible unless you. When I listen to 80s video game music, I don't remember the game, but I'll have panic attacks from running from a mouth that was trying to eat me or trying to blow up an animal with my air pump. I don't remember what the game is, but he'll play that stuff back to back. But he does say, you know, this is why I do it. This is what I'm doing. And I don't see Melissa Backwoods doing it. She doesn't have to. I know a lot of content creators that get a lot of stuff that never do giveaways unless you that donate to their channel to get hung on a Christmas tree. I don't have to call out names. And that's okay.
All right, John, we're done.
Did you finish?
Yeah.
You show them off. You want me to make you big or do you want to show them off?
I got it. So this is not even polished. There's nothing, no treatment or anything on it.
That's poured resin?
Yep.
And a G10. Oh, that's pretty. Gary, that's one of Shane's thugs.
I'm familiar with the design.
Yeah, you've seen a picture or two of it.
No, I drew it in AutoCAD.
Those scales look great. And they look nothing like that when they came to you, did they? I wish you had. Do you have a before picture?
No.
Not one that you could show?
Well, I just didn't take a picture.
But the color does not look nearly that rich.
No, they definitely are getting some depth to them, some extra looks.
Kathleen, a lot of that, I will agree. There's a lot of infomercial going on there, but a lot of that is authentic Jared's personality. Jared's always idled at a very high speed. He's one that I'll give credit for. He always said that was his goal, was to somehow make a career out of his knife content, make products. He's always wanted to do that because he's got things that hold him back from getting a real job.
If that gives you an idea, that's the luster of what they could look like when I get them.
Yeah, that's flat. I mean, that one's not been sanded, right?
Correct. This is untouched.
Impressive. So, Gary, how much are you taking over? I saw the picture you posted on Instagram. That was a Folklore?
No, that's not a knife
Medium?
that's typically in my lineup. That was a hunting knife. That's a drop point hunter in Magnum Max.
Okay, the one on Instagram you posted was?
Yeah. That is not a knife that I've made many of.
Is it? Did you commission it for somebody, or are you just thinking about testing the waters with it?
Well, I wanted a drop point hunter. I may redesign it. I'm not 100% pleased with the design yet. So yeah, I'm gonna make a little change to it.
I'm gonna go wash my hands. I'll be back.
Okay, bud. Thank you, B Shady. Yeah, I carry it almost every day. It's a different little knife, but for opening cat food and shredding cardboard, it's a good one. For a first draw at it. So how many knives are you taking over, Gary? Will you take some Saturday and then depending on how it goes, take more, or do you take them all and set it up?
I'll probably bring I'm trying to think. Probably have about 10 Makos, 10 or 12 Makos, 10 or 12 Minnows, a handful of folklores of varying types. I will have some omnivores. Then there's this other thing I'm going to up in Syracuse next week. Fraden Locke is a dealer, and they have what they call a conclave. Essentially, what it is just a little mini knife show. I just like getting out of town and taking a ride and talking some knives and selling some and getting some from them, and just helps keep my sanity.
Well, and it also keeps you out there because you said they're one of your dealers.
They're one of my dealers.
So by you being there representing your knives and having people come through, that just gets you more connected to the end user and to the, it's just a win-win if it's not too far for you to travel to.
It's about a 3-hour ride, but I have an electric car, so I'm not going to be,
What kind of range you get off that bad boy? Will you be able to get there and back in one charge?
No, I'll have to charge up there. Well, did I? Yeah, I'll have to charge up there, or somewhere on the way back. One of the two. I had 300 miles. I get 300 miles.
So, just because I'm totally ignorant, but I am fascinated by it. So you can pull in and get a squirt to get you home, or and then finish up when you get home, or do you typically fill up when you get to a station? Electricity.
So there are two primary speeds of charging. There's level 2, which is you'd like plug that into like a dryer outlet. And I'm going to use some numbers here for those of you who like math so that we can quantify what we're talking about. So my battery is roughly 80 kilowatt hours of power. 80. Okay, let's park that somewhere.
Got it.
That gets me roughly 300 miles. And I get roughly 3 to 4 miles per kilowatt hour. Okay. So my charger at home and level 2 chargers, which is the primary way these are charged, charge at 11 of those kilowatt hours per hour. So it would take, if there was 0 kilowatts in the battery, which would be very bad for the battery, but if there were, it would take you like 7 hours to charge.
To get fully charged.
0 at home. Now, so that's a level 2 charger. A DC fast charger, which you can think of as a level 3, that can shoot in. So mine at home can shoot in 11 per hour. The fast charger on the road, and that shoots in AC, and the car has a converter on that turns into DC.
Okay.
The ones on the road are DC, so they shoot DC straight into the battery. So there's no conversion. You're not relying on your onboard converter. That can charge up to 250 kilowatts per hour.
Your ears must have been burning Adventure 50.
So, yeah. So anyway, I can get in like 15 minutes. I can get 2/3 charge
because you're getting it so much faster. Kind of like
it really fast. Yeah. By the time I go in, go to the bathroom, browse around, get a snack, and come out, it's ready.
Is it? Does it have anything to do with the same thing like vape batteries? Like, is it better for the battery's longevity to slow charge it, or does it matter? Because
there's a debate on that. I believe that it's better for the battery to slow charge it. But if
I'm
you just
glad
do
they
it,
did. We were
yeah.
looking at your knife, buddy. We were looking at your. This is Adventure 50, the guy that designed the knife with Trevor. Let me pull it back up. It is a good looking knife. Let's see here. Wax wing. Share screen. How long have you been working on this Adventure 50? How long have you guys been? That's it, right? Yeah, the agate or a gate. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Tesla batteries are seriously just hundreds of 18650 vape batteries in a series of plastic shells. I've heard that they
18650, my friend, are not vape batteries.
no,
Vapes use them.
they do. They and a lot of things use them. My flashlights use them.
Flashlights use them, but they're not like, we need to make a battery for vapes.
Well, he was talking my language because he knows I used to be that guy. You know, now I use a regular one. What's up, 5-door?
Actually, my Tesla doesn't have 18650s. It has 2170s. That's a little bigger version. And then some of them have these Coke can size batteries, 48 something.
I've got 21700s. I've used those before.
Yeah, 21700s. Yeah, they're a little, when you get Milwaukee batteries for like drills and stuff, and you know how the some packs are like what does the Milwaukee call it? It has a special name. But anyway, some of them are 18650, some of them are 2170. And you get more capacity out of the 2170. And so it's $200 battery for those big ones. It's ridiculous. But yeah.
But they last almost the life of the car, don't they? I mean, don't you get a lot of
they're the early ones, they had like thermal management issues and stuff, and they would fail in the early days. But like the Model 3 or the Model Y, where they've made zillions of them, 300,000-400,000 miles. And it's not like the battery fails. Like when they say 400,000 miles, that means the battery is only 70% of the capacity that it was when it was new. So
kind of like an iPhone, except not as bad, where iPhones will lose their ability to hold 100% charge. You're diminishing your amount of ability to charge as it gets older.
Well, it's really bad for a battery to sit at 100%. So like my phone, I only ever charge it to 80. And the battery will last forever. It'll last way, way longer.
That's a good pro tip.
Oh, yeah. It's a really huge difference. Like a battery at 100%, it's like self-destructing. And so like laptop batteries, when you plug them in, it just sits there at 100% all the time. You're destroying the battery.
I'm destroying my battery. I keep it plugged in all the time.
Well, there's software that will just keep it at like 80. So it'll go like, 75 to 80. And that's way better for the batteries. But it's same in the car. Like, so I charge it to 100. Like when I get to Syracuse, I'll charge it to 100. That doesn't hurt it to be there briefly. And it doesn't hurt it to charge it, fast charge it occasionally. But if that's always what you do, I think Tesla says no, but of course they say no.
And I'm assuming that Tesla's got a nice printout of a map that shows you where your charging stations are between your.
Oh, their software is awesome. I'll put in the thing. It'll say, go so many miles, go to that charge station. Here are the amenities at that charge station. Here's how many people are charging at this moment. Here's how many people we anticipate will be charging by the time you get there. Yeah, so the whole thing, it maps it out and it says you charge here for this long, and then it maps the whole trip out.
That's amazing. I mean,
it's a really fun car. It's a really fun car. It will drive itself. I don't use that too
more
much.
of an experience than just getting into drive. I mean, because it's just so open. I mean, I've sat in one. I've never driven one, but just the visibility.
Mine's as fast as a Corvette, just about.
And silent.
You hear the road noise.
Well, yeah, but
The wind.
you're not generating. You're not generating.
Yeah, there's no. Lady at my church has one of these Charger EVs. They're not the greatest EV ever, but what's interesting about it is it's got these really loud speakers. So when she starts it, it's like, but it's like a weird gurgle, like a electronic Terminator gurgle, and it's loud.
The electronic Dodge Charger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that commercial back like a couple. I remember when they were in the barn and they had them all started up. Do you remember that early commercial when they released them and they were all grumbling in there and the lights were kind of, I guess, LEDing with it, and it was it's electric car.
Yeah, you could get them really cheap on lease because nobody wanted them. But that's
I'm assuming there's a lot of subsidies and stuff.
Not anymore. There was.
Adventure 50 is going to see you tomorrow, Gary.
Yes, sir. I will be there. Probably a little grumpy at first because it's early.
Well, you have had. I mean,
I'll get coffee at Wawa.
Yeah, and an hour and a half in your Tesla. I think that's a perfect commute because you've got time to wake up and get in the mode, and you've got time to get it off your
half hour, just half an hour.
Oh, half an hour.
Yeah.
Well, that's still. I mean, you might still be a little tired.
Yeah. So here's an adventure I had. Actually, I did this on purpose. I shot a video. I'll have it on my YouTube channel here shortly. But are you familiar with Mitutoyo calipers?
Yes, I've got a set. Not a good set, but I've got a set that I use in my reviews.
Are they Mitutoyo or are they just calipers?
No, I got the.
I don't think they're Mitutoyo.
That name sounds familiar. Mitutoyo.
How much did you pay for them?
Like $200.
Okay, so that's real. So here's the thing. These are faked to the nth degree. Like most of them are fake online. So
really?
Yeah. So here, oh boy, I better keep track of them. I do know which one because I was always reading something different. Let's see here. Okay.
I'll make you big if you're going to show us stuff.
Yeah. Oh, all right. There it is. Mitutoyo.
Is that the fake one? That looks just like mine.
Yes, it's fake. Mitutoyo. Now, there's a couple ways to tell. Well, and each fake's a little different. Oh.
I think I got a fake one. Are you holding up the real one?
This is the fake one.
Okay.
Here's the real one. Yep. Whoa, wait a minute. There we go. Oh, nope. One of the ways to tell, I'm trying to get these close enough together. Yeah. They're very close. One is fake, one is real. All right. You know how we can tell if yours is real or not?
How?
You want to find out right here and right now?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Can you pop your battery out?
I should be able to. Let's see. Yeah, push out this way. I got it out.
Your battery's out.
Well, I've got it where I've exposed it.
Okay, pull it out so it turns off.
All right.
Now, put the battery back in.
Hold on, I'm trying to pull it out without flipping it across my room. All right, pulled it out.
Okay, now put it back in and tell me what you see.
Dots, blinking dots.
Five dashes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
Push the origin. And does it sweep across and then come up with numbers?
All right, origin is at top. I can't read.
That's the top right.
Top right. All right. So
push it and hold it.
It's swept from the left to the right and then made 3 zeros.
You have the real one.
What would it do if it was fake?
It would immediately come on.
Okay, you wouldn't have that little graphic where it had the dots go over?
Here, I'll show you what the fake one does. See if we can catch this on camera. This will be a little bit of a feat, but okay. And see how the inside of this is very different than yours?
Yeah, it does look a little different.
It's a lot different. Okay, watch what happens when I put the battery in here.
Oh, it went straight to 0, 0.
Yep.
So
that's the easiest way. That's the easiest way to find out. I'm going to do a little.
Does there are other information on the back line up? Because it looks like there's a lot of detailed information on that back plate. But I guess they can fake that just as easily, right?
It's a little different in that this one is lighter text. This one's the real McCoy.
Mm-hmm.
This one has it, but it's not as, it's a different color. It's like a gold versus a silver.
What was the price difference? Did you get them at a different price, or were they both the same?
So this one, the one was 46, the other one was 140. The one is from Shars, which is a trusted machining shop. The other one's from eBay. And I'm pretty sure it shipped straight from China. Now, I told them, I said, hey, I want my money back. I want my money back. And so I'll be interested to see what they end up doing when it comes time to give me my money back. But they're like, we'll give you $15 back. Now, here's the thing. Now, so the Mitutoyo is fantastic. And you know why the Mitutoyo is fantastic?
No, I don't.
I'll tell you. Well, it's accurate and it's well built. That's the one. But most of the other Chinese ones, they use, when they're turned off, they use 15 microamps. And when they're turned on, they use 16 microamps. So your battery on those cheap ones, and there are cheap ones that don't say Mitutoyo, and they're like $15. That's a $15 set of calipers. It's a $15 set of calipers. But it was 46 because it's Mitutoyo.
Because it's got the clone name on it.
So now here's a Shars branded one. It's a much bigger. It's a much bigger
display.
Yeah. See?
Oh yeah, and that's probably much more expensive than the Mitutoyo, right?
No, $15. Oh, where is it? This one. $15 for this. It's really nice. It's very ergonomic. It goes down to half. It goes down to half of 5/10. So it's nice, and it's it's not trying to be anything it's not. And this is adequate for anybody. The accuracy difference isn't great, but now this has a 20. What is it? A 2032 battery. The button battery that's in everything.
Right.
So, but it uses more power because of the bigger screen. So this one only lasts a year, 8 months or a year. So you got to replace the battery on that a little more frequently. But yeah. But so 15 milliamps. We're talking a lot of numbers with batteries today. 15 milliamps when it's off, 16 when it's on. The Mitutoyo, 5 milliamps when it's on, 1 milliamp when it's off. So the battery lasts 3 or 4 years versus
it's conserving so
8
much
months.
less energy to do the same thing.
Yeah. So that's what's great about it. Because if you've used these in your shop, and my shop gets real cold and real hot and everything in between, which is hard on batteries. And so every time, not every time, but so many times I reach for it and it's like dim and it's half in and it's out, it's not working. And the other thing about the cheap ones is when their batteries get low, they get less accurate.
Do you find, because I've noticed, and I put this tape, what do you call it? Comforter's tape or something?
Captain tape.
Yeah, and I...
What's up, Jason?
Hey,
Hi, guys.
Jason.
Hi.
I have to true them out every time almost. Do you have to true yours
should.
out often? Yeah. Okay.
The tape would cause that. 18650 lithium batteries are not 300 to 500 cycles. charge cycles. They're rated at 1500 charge cycles, at least automotive grade. Now, I don't know about the grades that are being put in
flashlights and vapes.
Yeah, and some of the other things. Some of them are better than others, like anything.
Well, the high drain cells that are over 15 amps are all going to start losing life after that 300 to 500. He's right with that. There's a guy who does specific testing on that. I've been doing it for years. The 15 to 30 amp 18650s will start to drop off significantly after 500, but at 300 you're going to start to see sag, and you're going to start to see diminishing where it won't get above 85% of the original factory milliamp hour rating.
So the 80%, that's interesting. 80% is usually the number they use for, like, that's called failing, like when it gets below 80%.
Right.
So most of your automotive grade ones will keep above that to 1500 charge cycles.
Well, a lot of that comes down to how they're wired as well, too, because, I mean, I've been using 18650s for almost 15 years now, heavily, sensibly, and testing with them. And, like, so right here's one. That's a Samsung 30Q. It's roughly 15 amps and 3000 mAh. And after about, I usually have 4 to 8 of them in rotation, and I can get about a year out of those before I start to replace them, because I start noticing significant droppage in charge rate. If I go more than that, it'll get to the point where they're almost unusable, because I'm getting half of the because once you start getting the dropping, so say it goes down to 80% or 85%, then once you put any load on that, the sag gets really, really bad. And it starts.
Are you charging them to 100%?
No, I've got a external charger. Nothing charges internally, and they're all charged the lowest ampage possible. I charge them at half an amp, and I've got a complete digital readout.
But are you charging them? Not how fast are you charging them, or what amperage you're charging them at? What percentage are you taking them to 100% every time?
No, so they're rated to 4.2, and they get cut off at 4.1.
So what is that? 95, 97?
Yeah, I mean that's ideally what they're supposed to be taken to.
The thing about these batteries are very interesting. They're very sensitive to temperature, and they're also very sensitive to being charged to 100% or down below 10. They don't like that either.
They don't like to go low. I got to give a quick man hug to Brother Adventure 50. Thank you, my man.
Yeah, mine don't ever run below 3.6.
Sunday at 4 o'clock. Stop by my live, brother. Win something cool.
And Gary, there's only, no matter how many companies that are labeling them, there's only 3 manufacturers that actually make the 18650s on a huge level. You got Samsung, Panasonic, and then Sony shut down a few years ago and sold the rights to a couple of different people, but they were the third manufacturer. But there's so this is a traditional, that's an actual Samsung, but there's a million different companies that will buy and get rewraps, and they'll call them whatever XYZ company and just put a different wrap on it, but it's the actual core of the battery is one of those 3.
I have noticed very different capacities too in flashlights and stuff. Like, they are not created equal. That is for sure.
I think
China pumps that. I think there's a bunch of factories in China pumping them out too.
There's definitely fake. There's definitely fake batteries out there for sure, 100%. And even between 18650s, there's different types. So like if you have, it's kind of like you always have to give up something. So if you want a high mAh rating, typically your amperage is going to go down the load, because you can't have both, right? So this being 15 amp with 3000 mAh is kind of like that perfect segue for where I'm at. I don't ever go above 15 amps, and I don't ever need much more than 3,000 at a time. So I could get something that pushed 30 amps, but I'd only get like 2,200 milliamp hours out of it. So it just depends on which one. But they're also in, so like laptops or 18650s, the car battery packs they're ran in series, so you're getting more performance out of them based on how they're wired. So that can make a difference as far as the charging rates as well too. But yeah, I was a complete 1860 and battery nerd back in the day.
Yeah, well, there's also the C rating on them, which is a big deal. And then, like with electric cars, the big deal for speed of charge is voltage. So, like my
Correct.
car is, I think my car is a 400 volt architecture. But if it's 800 volt, then you can charge it, you know. And then some of the new battery chemistries can charge at really high C rates. It's a deep rabbit hole. It's a deep rabbit hole.
Yeah, but the faster you charge, also you lose long-term stability of the batteries as well too.
Depends on chemistry. It depends what percentage of the C rating you're running.
As a general rule of thumb, so if I'm charging at 2 amps or 3 amps, it's going to degrade that battery much faster than it would be if it's at half an amp.
One of the things with the electric is there's so many cells in there that, you know, you're able to charge at a lot higher percentage of your C rating of that battery than an electric car a lot of times.
Because I would think you're drawing that power out really consistently throughout all of the way they're wired.
Gary, Jason, what do you think about batteries, buddy?
I love them if they work.
What all you got there, man?
What's up?
So what all you got there?
Let me introduce you guys real quick. Gary, this is Jason Grant. He's out in California. He's a 30-plus year tattoo artist who has designed several successful knives that he's had OEM'd, and he's been making fixed blades for 4 years, Jason? 3?
Yeah, I think closer to 4 because we've lived in our house for 2, and you bought my first one that I sold.
Right.
Yeah, remember that the little drop point, I think it was?
Yep. The chisel grind.
Yes. So what part of California? It's a big state.
South Orange County. So, think like Laguna
LA-ish.
Yeah, about 30 minutes from there.
And Gary is making blades up in Pennsylvania.
Oh, cool.
And he does I'll let him tell you kind of what his design philosophy is. He's looking at, I think, geometry and blade steel performance for the task.
Nice.
Yeah.
Gary, what was your little elevator pitch on what makes you different as a maker?
Well, I use a lot of exotic steels. I generally run pretty aggressive heat treats, pretty aggressive geometry, and that sort of thing. Functional design. I don't have a ton of models because of it makes it hard the way I make them to make too many. So
and Jason, being a tattoo artist, he takes a lot of one-of-a-kind stuff from people that he comes into contact with in his business, and he sells a lot through Instagram. I'm going to make you big, Jason, for 1 second, if that's all right.
Okay. Yeah, whatever you want to do.
Working on.
So I wanted to show you guys something real quick. So this kid, he goes by Tristan. I think he goes by Tristan's Pocket on Instagram. He came to me and he wanted to design his own knife, right? So he actually got tattooed, and then we went to my house, and this is that kid's first knife design. How cool is that? I helped him a little, but this is pretty much verbatim his design.
I like it.
Yeah, I helped him. I mean, I showed him how to cut it out. Kind of like helped him out on starting the hollow on there, and then, we just got this done that day, and I told him I'll heat treat it, and then he can come back out and we'll finish it together because this is his first knife. But I thought he did a really good job, man.
That's great.
I mean, first knife design ever. He did. I mean, obviously, I did the hollow grind, but he did cut out the profile, and I showed him how to, smooth it out on the grinder, and he used the little wheels and the flat. And yeah, it was a cool experience, man. I never got to show.
I knew you were going to be a mentor, Jason.
Well, I'm self-taught, so I don't know really the rules, right? I know the rules in tattooing. Not supposed to do that, but oh
But do
well.
you have rules, or do you kind of make them up with your skills and how you're able to manipulate ink and skin?
Well, when I say rules, I mean like when I started in the 1991, there was like ways you learned how to tattoo, how you became a tattoo artist through apprenticeships and stuff like that. But now with the, World Wide Web and everything, like it's so accessible, like anyone can learn,
You know who's a knife maker and a tattoo guy? I used to watch. I haven't seen much from him recently. What is his name? He had a gimpy arm. A Vader, a David of Vader.
Oh,
my God.
I've heard of him. I can't remember any of his knives, but I have heard of him.
If you can listen to him and get through that, then more power to you.
Oh, I know the guy you're talking about. I know the guy you're talking about. He does a lot of stuff on YouTube. Yeah, we're gonna heat treat today. That guy.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I tried to watch a couple of his videos when I was learning, and I didn't get through one of them.
He got into tattoos. So I have only one tattoo on my whole body, which is this one, which is they call it Jerusalem cross.
Oh, that's cool.
I got that at the oldest tattoo shop in the world. It was at a tattoo shop called Razuk's in Jerusalem.
Oh, cool.
They've been tattooing pilgrims that came to visit Jerusalem for 400 years or something.
Oh, that's wow.
They used a stamp for this. It was an olive wood stamp that they would stamp, and then so they've been doing this tattoo for. The stamp was older than America.
Wow, just the origination of the design is that old.
Yeah, so
that's pretty cool.
And my wife got the same one also.
Nice.
That's my only tattoo.
Did they use modern needles, Gary, or was it something more traditional?
Yeah, it was modern. It looked modern. Yep, they didn't used to. I guess what they do like a inkwell and back in the day.
I'm going to give you, before I let Jason show more knives, I'm going to show you a quick peek at his Instagram. He's got only 10,000 followers, but if you look at his work.
Oh, the alien.
I don't know if you can see that, but his detail work is out of this world.
You know, it's interesting. The culture of tattooing, you said you started in 91.
Yes.
Back in those days, having a tattoo was definitely more of a bad boy sort of situation.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you're right.
Now
everyone has them.
Yeah, yeah. That the culture of that really has changed over the years.
Yeah, now people, they go straight for their hands and their face, and then they don't get any other tattoos.
To me, it's like everybody. I'm one of the few people, I think, my age who I think because I'm a sissy and I never had anything that meant that much to me, that I've never had a tattoo. I'm fascinated by them. And when you see detail work like that, I mean, just the emotion in the face and the fact that it's on skin, I'm blown away by your talent. But you take a lot of your same artistic techniques and you apply them kind of to your knife making, which I find cool.
I try. I just I usually just draw them on a piece of steel and then cut them out, and my little saying is sometimes similar, never the same.
Jason, when I went to the Big Island, I almost went and got an original or a traditional tattoo there while I was on the island, and I sat and watched someone get one done, and I pushed out because watching them with the little chisels and a hammer.
Yeah.
That was just
that's crazy,
brutal to watch that. I was like, I'm not doing it was very interesting, but I just thought, while you're in Rome, so to speak, like it'd be cool to have something done traditional, but hell no, not after watching that.
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, and some of those guys get those giant pieces in one session,
Yeah, it's crazy.
They'll sit there all day. That's crazy.
I saw a video on Instagram, and it was a modern guy, but he'd gotten, I forget how long the session was, but you could tell it was half of his body. He'd done a lot more than he should have, but they were sitting there wiping him down with stuff, and he was just shaking uncontrollably.
Yeah, your body starts to give out on you,
because it's so invasive. Jason, not to interrupt you, but you had on Instagram, it looked like you were doing a group of knives.
Oh, yes.
It might be not something you can talk about.
No, I can. It was this knife, actually, these, but they're with a longer blade. I had steel left over. He wanted a certain thickness, certain steel, and I had this little piece left over, so I made the same knife, but a mini. So this is the same one, but a smaller version of it.
I like that.
Yeah, and this has Gabe's throw file scales on it. He does a really good job with those segmented scales.
And on knives like that are really unique, are you cutting those out, or are you having those cut out?
So the scales, they come to me in like little square blocks, and then I make the scales.
I got you.
Yeah. So
they come those from Eagle's Nest.
What's that?
You get those from Eagle's Nest, or where are you getting those from?
This is from my friend Gabe. He goes by Gabe's Throw Files on Instagram. He makes a lot of really cool like axes, and he does a lot of these cool like scales and like worry stones and stuff like that,
Okay.
But he's so good. He's so good at making these.
What's his name again?
His name's Gabe. He goes by Gabe's Throw Files on Instagram.
Gabe's Profiles.
Throw files.
Gotcha.
It's not super hard to make that sort of scale yourself. You just glue it up on like the liner material, clamp it down, glue it up, and then
I mean, I'll do these type of scales where I do like the liners, that's easy. But with the segmented scales, when you have the spacers involved, it is, I mean, for me, it's been really hard to get them like perfectly square and everything, like how he gets them. I can make them pretty good, but this guy makes them perfect. Like,
you want to know a trick to that?
Yeah,
if you're having a problem going side to side, so like how they'll from, if you're looking like left to right, like on the top of the spine like this. If you get your material in a wider, like in a block, and then you use a bandsaw and resaw it, when you get all those together, it's going to be the exact same from left to right. Does that make sense at all?
Yeah, it kind of does.
So instead of two scales, if you had a block of materials
when you first started talking.
Okay, so instead of getting two sets of scales and trying to get them lined up, make it as a big block. So you would have, the back is one, then your couple different liners, and then your next one, and then cut that in half, like you just did there.
Right.
And then it becomes lined up automatically.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, that's what I do normally. I just make one, and then I'll cut my scales out of that one piece. I'll make sure they line up. But yeah, I don't know. I've just had difficulty with the center section.
Are those like $50?
Okay, like the ones on this knife are like 120.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, he's using like really high-end stuff. Like the carbon fiber he gets is like special, and then like the wood is like,
John, what's the label on them?
Curly wood, and he like the materials he uses are pretty spendy actually.
It looks like he uses a fair amount of voodoo. What's that called? Voodoo. He makes a lot of the resin stuff.
That also looks like coriander.
This is a mixture of the black Grip X.
Gray, yeah, that's Grip X there. Yeah.
and
yeah, I mean,
glow
he'll
blue
do
carbon
stuff.
fiber.
He'll do stuff with like the grip tech stuff or whatever, and then some super fancy like vintage butterscotch micarta with carbon fiber spacers, and yeah, he does crazy stuff. I mean, if you look at his Instagram, you'll see he does some wild stuff. He's really talented, man.
Is it not sharing for you guys? Yeah, it's sharing a little bit. Hey, Kyle, what did you ask me?
About what?
What did you ask?
Oh, it said the one piece looked like corian. They've been using that in some scales recently.
It looks
the grip tech. Is that the one? It looked like grip tech.
Look at that.
It could have been, but I just know that they've been using corian a lot lately in some scale material, and it looks like that speckled, like kind of like grip
tech. Is this one right here? I know this had grip tech in it. So this one is 3D Scully gray with black grip X. Is grip X grip tech? No. Black carbon fiber.
So speaking of carbon fiber, there was this, it was on Instagram, AJ something composites was going out of business or something.
Yeah,
and
selling all his stock off.
Yeah, so I bought $2,000 worth of carbon fiber. I hope I have use for it.
For a great deal, didn't you?
Yeah, it was 220 pounds. So that's not, I mean, like just for one set of scales, $50, $60, $70 for carbon fiber. So this should be 1,000 sets of scales. So
oh wow,
yeah.
We'll
do you know what knives you're gonna put them on?
I'm thinking about running the 3Vs with my new the medium in 3V with my new gamma heat treat protocol for 3V. And I was thinking about making so that one is 8670, which is just a basic carbon steel. I'll put G10 on those, but then the 3V ones be sort of the first production run in carbon fiber. Charge a little bit extra for the carbon fiber, but I won't have to charge a ton extra.
Because you got well, I mean, you can let the market dictate that and just increase your margins on those knives.
Well, carbon fiber in a typical fixed blade, that's a $100 upcharge compared to G10 for me, give or take.
And on a folder, if you look at a TRM and you add a carbon fiber scales, they're $109, and that's a little tiny bit of carbon fiber.
It's not a lot of carbon fiber, yeah.
Not at all.
So I could be charging more for knives with carbon fiber on them?
Yeah, that's what they call that. That's
this is shredded carbon fiber.
Shredded carbon fiber, yeah, that's right. Yeah. I like that look. I like the shredded stuff.
This company, Valley Composites, they are from China. It's the only company I think I buy from that is not from here, actually. You get a sheet of this stuff, like I think it's 10 by 12 or 8 by 12, or it's a pretty big sheet for $56. 3/16 of an inch.
That's not bad.
Kyle, is that who Shane got that carbon fiber from, or that material from? Valley Composites?
He quit using them because of that. They originally they said they were out west, from California or somewhere, and then he gets his invoice and it's Chinese, so he's like, I'm done using them.
Yeah, they misrepresented where it came from when they were working with Shane, Edgy American. And thank you for spending so much time with him the other day. He was really stoked.
Jason, he got his grinder Thursday.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm glad. I told him.
He picked up Billy's Taurus.
Yeah, good. I told him, I said, when you get that, it's going to change your whole knife making game from what he was using.
I would think so.
Here's a set of his tonight that I just finished up, Jason.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, I like that. I like
it. Like amber.
Yeah, he actually made this material.
That's right. He was telling me that I need to get into the epoxies and make my own.
Yep.
So, speaking of grinders, I might pick up a grinder at Blade. You can never have too many grinders, you know what I'm saying? So, I was thinking about picking one up, but I usually just get the frame, and I don't get the motor or the VFD. And so I've been on a bit of a marketplace, motor buying spree, if you will.
Yeah.
I know you want to get rid of one of those, buddy.
And so, did I tell you guys? Did I tell you like there was?
You told me and Kyle. I think it might have been late though. It might have been late Tuesday.
Okay. So anyway, this I got one for $175. It was brand new in the box. It was a Baldor E-Saver, great motor. Then I got another one for $100, horsepower and a half, 3-phase NEMA, same deal. But then this one was $50 for a horsepower and a half, Baldor, and we've settled on meeting and whatnot. It's like, and you just want one, right? I'm like, well, how many do you have? And it's like, we have 6. And this is $1,000 motor that they're selling. Now, It's got some wear on it, but I don't think it was used heavily. So I got 6. So now I got 8 total.
Did you hear Kyle's question, Gary?
What's Kyle's question?
Do you want to get rid of one?
I would move one along to you if you want one.
The shipping's going to cost more than the motor, but
where do you live?
Ohio.
Okay.
Well, the reason why I was thinking about picking one up was because they're all C-frame mounts or C mounts, right?
C56, yep.
Yeah, getting one for a flat disc.
Oh.
You have to have a frame that will accept it.
Right.
I think there are some that do, aren't there?
Yeah, there's one that's on True Grit right now, and I think it's like 400 and something.
Yeah.
With the disc. So that would make a hell of a combo.
That would. Oh yeah, a horsepower and a half would be everything you need. And sometimes these C-face mount ones do have a foot on them, but these don't. Nor does the new one I got. It doesn't have a foot on it. The one I got has a foot, but that's a different one, and I paid a little more for that one. But yeah, and I think. Even Ameribraid, I think they have a C-mount adapter. So if it doesn't have a foot, you can still use it.
What do you guys use the disc for? I don't have one.
Flattening.
Yeah,
it'd be good for like flattening your scales.
Okay.
If you had something that was a little rough. Sometimes on like a chef's knife or a bigger, taller bevel. A flat bevel, guys will use that to thin out the bevel or put a nice finish on it.
Oh, okay.
Does it spin vertically?
We're not having a. No, it spins. It's a big disc.
A round plate.
Okay, but is it spinning horizontally like a plate, or does it go vertically like a bell?
Or mine could go either way. A lot of them can go either way.
Okay.
It can be like this, or it can be flat, like folder makers will put a piece of titanium on there.
Right.
Some guys use a disc really heavily.
For someone who doesn't have access to a surface grinder, they do a pretty damn good job of being true to where you can get stuff pretty accurate off of them.
Yeah, and then they make them that they're concave or convex.
Yeah. So they got like 1 degree bevels and 4 degree bevels and different ones.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
So Gary, idealistically, how many would you like to have set up and running at one time? Or is it just more for having replacements so you can?
Well, like for instance, I have 2 horizontal grinders. One of them has a 1-speed motor on it, like just on off. And so I'd like to take that motor off and put one of these on in the VFD.
Gotcha.
And just to have replacements, yeah, and build them and have them around. I might take a couple of them to the knife show and throw them up for sale. You know, just see what happens. You know, see if anybody will buy them.
Yeah, I would think so. I've walked over during Blade Show. I always kind of take a break over where all the equipment is and watch the people talking about what it does to their customers. And I get fascinated by all the different tools that you can use to make stuff.
Oh yeah. No shortage of that.
Drew, which Matty clip?
Matty clip.
I'm not sure which Matty clip you're talking about, bud.
Cheeto, congrats. I'd love to check it out. Do you know what steel chain we'll use? Kyle, you can speak to that.
Honestly, I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head which one. He's using either Magna Cut or S90. I can't remember which one. It's one of those two, though.
Well, hey, fellas, I'm going to bug out a little early today.
Gary,
All right.
have a safe
got
trip,
an early
buddy.
morning.
Knock them dead, and you know, do a good job. I know you will.
Yeah, hopefully I sell a few so I have some money to buy some others.
That's what it's all about. I know you'll be able to come back hopefully Tuesday and show us what you picked up over there.
I should have a few. I tell you what, for a regional show, the Lehigh Valley Knife Show is a pretty good regional show that I don't think gets a whole lot of coverage. I don't know if you guys ever listen to the Knife Nuts podcast.
Yeah.
But the Levon is the guy who organizes that show now. So he's going to
have a lot of nice bougier stuff. I like Levon's taste. He shows some knives I've never seen before on Instagram.
Well, he has a lot of connections now because that podcast had a really wide view. So I bet you I think there's 100 tables there.
Wow,
that's great. I mean,
something like that, maybe more, or something like that. 60, 100. I don't know. Seems like
the Demco's going to be there. I noticed they had a few 8020S's on DLT's site for $4.25, and if I had the cash, I would love to have one of those. I think he makes a really cool knife.
I don't think he's going to be there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be there, but yeah,
I think Bugsy's going to be there too, so he may come see you, Gary.
Oh, that's right, Bugsy might be there. All right, that'll be cool.
We all have a blast, and Tesla.
All right.
Safely. Just put it in auto mode and sleep your way over there.
Should do that. But I usually take my truck, so that's a little less sophisticated.
I got you.
But all right, guys, good to see you. And yeah, we'll see you at the show. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Any of you there? And yeah, all right, guys.
Night, buddy. Terry's liking your stuff, Gary, or not Gary, Jason. I'm gonna make you big again and let you talk about what you got.
Yeah, not much, but I got a little bit of stuff. I just got this little dude, right? This little guy.
Is it chisel or is it ground on both sides?
No, it's ground on both sides. It's a little quick hollow grind. It is a hollow grind, but it's very short hollow grind. So all my knives, after I make kydex, before I ship them, I feather the bevels again. So, because I don't like any wear on the bevels when I ship them. Does that make sense? You know how you get the little marks from the kydex?
Yeah.
So I generally kind of hit them again.
Those are gorgeous. Are those all available?
Yeah, look at this one. Dude, I can't believe this one hasn't sold. I don't know. Maybe it's just not a very good one, but this one has Alabama Damascus. And I really like the way this one came out.
I love the style. Would you call that a Picuto or?
I don't know.
Not really.
Drop point.
What the hell did you
Kind of
call
like
it?
an elongated J-Cal, you know, but with a longer handle. My wife told me, she's like, you need to make your knives have longer handles because everyone's hands aren't small like yours.
Yeah, but big guys like small handled knives. That's been proven just by what people are putting out.
No, I know.
Yeah, that's a baddie. How much is that bad boy going for with the Damascus?
Well, for you guys, like $200. I think I posted it for like $320 or something. 200 if any of your friends or the guys watching want it.
Yeah, if any of you guys are interested, just DM Jason and start a conversation about some of these knives and just say that you are hanging with them tonight. What are those little push dagger things?
Oh, so I've been calling these lady fingers. This one has my little G logo stamped in. They're just like a little, I told my wife she needs to put one on her keychain. I did not sharpen these two. I have some that are sharpened as well. But yeah, they're just a little self-defense poker. Good for the lady, dude. Like in the bad neighborhood when you're taking her out to the nice restaurant in not such a nice area.
I like it.
It's just like
just put it in your purse or in your little pocket.
Right. This one fits perfect in your fifth pocket. Like if you're wearing some Levi's. Look at this one. This one, I don't know why I like this one so much. I just do. I reverse the bevel so the bevel's on the top instead of the bottom. And it's all chamfered. It's hard to see on the thing, but I chamfered every edge.
That's an awesome looking little piece.
Yeah, and then, dude, it's tiny. It's tiny.
Look
at that. Really thick. It's not quite a 1/4 inch, but bigger than 3/16 of an inch. Look at that. Boom.
Very nice. And you don't really need to sharpen that for what it's designed for, do you?
Nope. No.
It'd almost be more dangerous to have it sharpened.
Well, plus it's intended sort of to just like I said, literally, I thought about maybe just putting a key ring on this. So you could put it literally on your keys. Right?
And yet.
But yeah, I call these guys lady fingers.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I love your style, dude. And what's that one? That shiny? What's that made out of? Copper? Brass?
This one's just brass. Yeah.
Brass. Okay.
So obviously, an edge wouldn't work on it. It would get dull the first time you cut. So.
Yeah, but you don't need an edge on something like that.
This is S90V though. This one.
I'm going to share something when he's done.
What's that?
Okay.
No, I'm just saying I was going to share a design when you're done showing off your stuff.
So the knives I do this next couple of weeks, I'm doing these little dudes, 8 of them in Magna Cut, and these are going to come out cool. I think I'm going to do this style and then a Kuridashi style where same shape but with a straight edge.
Oh, cool.
So it'll be kind of like a Kuridashi, but it will have scales. This isn't finished. But I'm going to do the heat treat that guy Brian Kim does. Edgy American told me about how he treats his stuff. So I'm going to try to get the HRC super high on these,
Nice.
I'm even going to have them Rockwell tested so I can tell everyone what it's rated at each knife. I'm going to have them all individually tested. So
very cool.
Yeah. And I'm going to do that moving forward with a lot more of my knives too. Because the first couple of years has been like getting down, like making knives, right? Like hollow grinds, flat grinds, different techniques. Now it's time to dial in the heat treat. I mean, I do an okay job, right? But I want to sort of step that up to the next level moving forward.
What you'll find out, and Edgy's a good one because he heard everything from Alex, that it's not as, I would have thought there's a lot more things that could go wrong, but as long as you follow the little steps and the temperatures, it should be pretty consistent.
I was shocked when he told me how to heat treat Magna Cut. I was like, and I was doing it very close to how he told me already, but there was 2 things I was doing slightly different that he said makes a really big difference. One is when you take it out of the oven to plate quench. There's a couple tricks he told me that I have not done that I think is going to really step it up. So pretty excited.
Were you laying on them?
And then also doing the cryo, and then it's just like the step is he's saying when you take it out of your heat treat oven, sometimes guys will get it to temperature, open their oven, and then start quenching. They call it plate quenching. And then they'll quench one, right, with their air and their aluminum plates. They'll take out the next one. he basically told me to close the oven door every time, which I actually usually do. But he was saying to leave it wrapped in the foil that you wrap them with like this stainless, it almost looks like tin foil. It's called tool wrap. And he said, don't even let 1 second go by. Like take it directly from the oven straight to your plates, like as fast as you possibly can. Leave it in the foil and everything. And that's one thing I wasn't doing. I was taking them out and then quenching.
He even noticed, Jason, that when he was filming, like doing his live streams, that it would mess him up when he'd pause by his camera. That it was just once he got it to just from one to the other, it made a huge difference.
Yeah,
the other one, Jason,
just
is
a couple simple tips like that. He told me makes a huge difference. And being that, you know, he's had a pretty good success rate with his heat treats, and so has Brian. You know, transparent knives. I'm basically just following those guys' recipe. And then I'm going to have
the other one
Rockwell tested just for sort of certify them, right? So I know exactly what they are for the people that are buying them.
I like it.
On your plates, Jason, the other one is don't have them like this and put the knife on one and put the other one on top of it. Have them sideways in a vise, put it in and put it together at the same time. Because if you have one laying flat on you're talking about your plates. If you have one laying flat on table, you put your knife on it, then you put your plate on top. And as soon as that knife touches that bottom plate, it's reacting and pulling heat out from that bottom side. By the time you put the second one on there, it's now, you're going to get more warpage potentially because you're not having the same draw. More heat is going to one side than the other. So you have your plates lined up in a vise facing up and down. So when you put your knife in, you close them together at the same time.
Very good tip, Kyle. I never would have thought of that, but that makes sense to even me. Because you're consistently then basically bringing the heat down on both sides at the same time.
Correct, because each plate, I mean, they're just large heat sinks. So as soon as that hot knife touches it, it's going to start drawing heat out from one side.
And that could pull that steel that'll make it twist, maybe.
Yeah, there's all kinds of things it can do. But yeah, that's one of the big things that came from Alex as well, too.
You see what Rick said to you? I don't know what you triggered him with that for, but I think it's kind of funny.
I have a question.
Sorry, Sarah. Yeah.
Go ahead, Jason.
I can't hear Klingenweks.
Oh, you can't hear Kyle?
No.
Jump out of the room and come back in. It happens with Bugsy sometimes when we change stuff. All you have to do is pop out and pop back in. And it should fix it.
Oh, that little arrow, Chingus? All right, I'll figure it out. I'll be right back.
Yep, exit and come back in. Kyle, you're going to have to repeat your tip, buddy.
No, yeah, so no wonder he didn't hear me.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know if it's this stream.
When Gary left, that's probably what.
The same thing that happens to Bugsy?
Yeah.
Because he's on his phone. Connect on your phone.
Yeah, he's when he's on his phone. Here is, I'm going to share this real quick for Sierra.
Yeah, sure.
Sierra, this is the bird and trout designed by Cheeto.
I like that knife.
Can you
make it bigger?
I'm going to make me bigger. Oh, shit, wrong one.
Can you hear Jason?
I can hear you, yes.
Hey, Jason, can you hear me?
I can hear both of you now, yes.
Okay, cool. Let me stop sharing this. Well, first on Sierra, can you see that?
The drawing?
To see it. Yeah, that was one of the guys in the chat was asking about. That's Cheeto's bird and trout design that Shane's going to make.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I like it.
So, what I was saying, where'd that go?
Yeah, I'll put y'all back up. We got to do this. Let me do this. Hold on.
Fix it. There you go.
Let me go back like this. And then go like this. Hold on. Damn it. It's
anyways.
Yeah, we're just going to go like this.
So, Jason, what I was saying was, so on your plates, the other big thing that comes from Alex and those guys is don't have your plates laying like one on the table and then you put your knife on them, put the other plate on top. Have them sideways facing up and down in a vise. So when you put the hot knife in there, you close them together at the same time. Because if you have it this way and you put the hot knife on top of it, that's going to act like a heat sink and pull the heat out from that one side before you start putting your top plate on.
Does that make sense, Jason? Did we lose Jason?
And now he's back in again.
Oh, here he comes.
I couldn't hear you guys again.
All right. Can you hear us now?
Yes. That's so
okay.
weird.
So what I was saying, the plates, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Don't have them one on the table and then put one on top. Okay. Because as soon as you put that hot knife on the bottom plate, it's going to start acting like a heat sink and drawing heat out the bottom. And by the time you put the second one on, it's not going to be even. So have them facing up in a vise. When you put the hot knife in there, draw the vise closed, and it's going to be even across both sides.
Ah, okay.
That came from Alex as well, too.
Okay, I'll do that.
I have a lot of things that could be problems.
I have one of those, you know, like the vise things where you can attach the big aluminum plates to. And I haven't attached the plates to it yet because I've been doing exactly what you just said not to do.
Yeah, that's a common mistake. I mean, but you got to think about it. That big piece of aluminum is a heat sink. So as soon as you put that hot knife on it, it's drawing all the heat out from that one side.
That's right. Yeah. Totally makes sense. I will do that. I will do that tomorrow.
And I mean, hell, you don't even have to have them mounted in there. You can just put them in your vise and do it that way. It's ideal if you mount them, but I'm just saying it. The point is, you want them to be up and down.
Yes, I love that. See, I don't know any knife makers except for you guys, so it's not like I hang out at the tattoo shop and talk to other guys that make knives or know anything about them. So you know what I mean?
Right. Well, you're going to get more consistent results.
Well, you got resources as you need them. I'm sorry, Kyle. I talked over you.
No. I'm just going to say he's going to get more consistent results.
Cool. I will definitely do that trick for sure. I'll put him in that vise I got.
Yeah.
Jason, I'm going to let you see if you got any parting words because it's time to go over to Said Stevie here in a second. His late night.
Not really. I got a new knife. You guys want to see it? I haven't gotten a new knife in a year. You want to see a knife I got the other day?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, okay,
and guys, if y'all are interested, go ahead, buddy. I'm sorry.
Look, I forgot. I don't know the name of this. What's this one called?
It's an Evo.
Yeah, I traded a tattoo for it.
Nice. That's pretty gorgeous. Cool. I think it's a 3.0, isn't it?
I have no idea, dude.
Dude, it'll cut your thumbnail off. It drops like a rock.
Yeah,
I have to hold it sideways when I disengage the frame lock.
Yeah, it's a closer. Boom.
That's the sexiest knife. Even Shane, who doesn't like imported knives, that is the sexiest knife I think made.
And then I got this one too.
Ooh, the Avalon.
Yeah, I actually got this at the CCK knife show, the first knife show I ever went to a month ago or whatever. Met the designer. He was a nice guy.
Yeah, Sean, show Kyle how thin that blade is from the top to spine.
Yeah, it's thin.
It's about the size, Kyle, of a PM2 length, but it's slicey magna cut, and it's got that button lock with thumb studs. It's just money.
Yeah, it's a good one, man. So actually, this is the first knife I've bought in probably a couple years, actually. And I was at the ProTech booth, and then that guy, Sean, was like, hey, you look familiar. And I'm like, oh, it's probably from Instagram. And he's like, yes, you're Grant. And I was like, yes. And then, so once he introduced himself to me, I felt like I needed to buy his knife because I was literally holding it when he came up to me, you know?
You know the rest of his story, don't you?
Not
what
really.
His real job is?
What's that?
You know what his real job is?
Yeah, he's on that show, The Rookie. I know that because I watched that show with my wife.
And he was also on Marvel. He was Iceman on those things. But he's very unassuming. He's very humble.
Yeah, he was cool.
Cheeto said he saw you buy that at CCKS.
Yes, he was there. Yeah, he came up and introduced himself to me. And
Small world.
That was super cool. I just felt I was really awkward there because I don't know. I never went to one and I went by myself. So, and I knew nobody, you know?
Oh man, crowds like that make me squirrely anyway. I'm never at my best, even if I'm around my brothers.
Yeah.
That the Hawkbill that Shane's got of yours.
Oh yes, yes.
I sharpened that recently for him. That thing turned out nasty. He is actually scared. He's actually scared of that knife.
That's crazy. You should probably sharpen more of my knives. I should probably just send them to you to sharpen them.
He does all Shane's.
I do all Shane's, nice.
Yeah, I mean, I can sharpen okay, but I wouldn't say I'm the best sharpener in the world or anything. I mean, they're okay, you know.
Jason, is it true for you? Most of the knife makers I talk to hate sharpening. Like Gary won't sharpen unless it's got a motor.
Sharpening and hand sanding are my two things. Hand sanding is my least favorite part of making knives.
So it's not just
understand how difficult it is.
Yeah, it's even scales. I don't like. When I do these scales, I don't hand sand, dude. I do everything on my grinder. I use a worn out surface conditioning belt to get that finish.
Well, I did this tonight all by hand. I took this from a matte finish to this is down to 9 micron. That's not even polished.
That's crazy. See, I am going to do more hand sanding on knives because it does look nice, but I try to also I don't know. I make some of those more, post-apocalyptic.
Yours have a more rustic style. They're more tools than.
But I do need to do more hand sanding on some knives, But yeah.
Or hook up with somebody like Kyle if he can handle the extra load and get a little train going through there.
Oh yeah, I just pay him to sharpen my stuff for me because why not? It's one thing I don't have to do.
Kyle, you got anything to share with these people?
No, I think we'll see everyone over at Maddie's and Stevie's and have a good weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, guys. I appreciate you, Jason, stopping in.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Kyle,
Thanks
always.
for having me.
And guys,
John,
as always.
Stick around afterwards. I got to talk to you.
I will. Look out for the guy or gal to your left. Look out for the guy or gal to your right. Look out for each other, guys. Go forward with love in your hearts. Debate, not hate. I can't find the camera. Peace.
Bye, guys.